testifying and speaking on what has been done to them, allegedly, right? The fact of the matter is, y'all, you have to have proof.
Salute.
Kid Cudi's car was blowing up. You saw a picture of the car blowing up. But who blew it up? Who blew up the car? This lady said Puff took her in the park after dark and told her, you know, I might have to kill you because you used to work for Suge. This on day one on the job.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to get into why did you keep working? Because people...
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Y'all know we in the pregame. Double tap that screen. Most definitely get them likes up, man. We are in the building, man. Everything news. What's up, y'all? Salute.
I'm going to say he had power over her. So people will have an excuse as to why she still worked day 2 forward. So I'm not even going to ask that. But where's the proof that he said this to her? Is there a wiretap? Was she wearing a wire?
Didn't I say this? I said the same thing, y'all, about them being able to prove that he had something to do with Kid Cudi.
There's surveillance? Is there any proof that this man said this to her? So the fact of the matter is, with this case, people are judging Puff on 2 things. That Cassie video and all of the things that they've heard about him over the years. And because you've heard so much about him over
What's up, y'all?
And because of that Cassie video combined, you want to see him go to prison. That's the bottom line. But that's not how it works. Just like it don't work like that in the hood when y'all know somebody done killed up the whole town. But when they get locked up with no real evidence, you say free them. People say free this person when they know the person is guilty. But because the burden of proof relies on those who arrested them and brought them into the courtroom, if they don't prove it and they get released, y'all cheer for them. Welcome home. Throw them a party.
Let go.
When you know they're guilty of what was done. This is no different. You want proof in those situations, you should want proof in this one. But because people want to see this man go to prison based on all they've heard over the years and that one video that they saw.
Is he making sense?
That's enough for them. And the feds, they're in court right now because they can. They can. And the outcome is going to be whatever they want it to be. That's just how the game go. But don't get it twisted. Just be honest with yourselves. Stop arguing. You are arguing because you want to see this man go to prison. You don't care about proof. What people are saying is enough, and it doesn't have to be evidence or proof provided for you. You're okay with that. Years old, father. Every time I post about...
So basically, he giving his analysis. I see you down there, Thick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. What's up, Belinda? Shout out, Miss Danita. What's up? What's up, y'all? Miss Pooh Bear. What's the deal? Miss Fat. What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Belinda. Gray 59. What's up? Gillian. We in the building. Sweet Babe. What's up, Rena? You know what I'm saying? What's up, y'all? Rhythm. What's the deal, my guy? Bruce Wayne up in here. What's up, y'all? IGT. Unedited Billy. What's up, man? We in the building, man. Make sure y'all double tapping that screen. Most definitely get them likes up, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So Thick say, I stay up now. I can get my wrench back. Well, we most definitely appreciate you being in the building. So Thick, we most definitely got you, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure. You know what I'm saying? You be a part of what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, though. But basically, he giving his analysis of the testimony he's been hearing, you know, and basically telling y'all to use common sense when listening to this, man. What's up? What's up, Real Mayhem?
In this case, I try to do it from a space of giving some information for people to think about. Keep you in your thoughts and out your feelings, as I say. This lady here, Kid Cudi, and other people who have testified about what Puff allegedly has done to them.
What's up, Diamond Love?
Them testifying and speaking on what has been done to them, allegedly, right?
Shout out to Miss Pooh Bear being a member for the last 8 months, man. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Let's go, Miss Pooh Bear, man. You know what I'm saying? We most definitely over here rocking like a cut-off stocking. Let's go.
The fact of the matter is, y'all, you have to have proof. Kid Cudi's car was blowing up. You saw a picture of the car blowing up. But who blew it up? Who blew up the car? This lady said Puff took her in the park after dark and told her, you know, I might have to kill you because you used to work for Suge. This on day one on the job. I'm not even going to get into.
Y'all heard what Suge said. Suge said that lady was a Capricorn Clark was a liar. That's what Suge said.
Well, why did you keep working? Because people are going to say he had power over her. So people will have an excuse as to why she still worked day 2 forward. So I'm not even going to ask that. But where's the proof that he said this to her? Is there a wiretap? Was she wearing a wire? Is there surveillance?
He said,
"What
what
a proof?"
Any
proof that this man said this to her?
What's up, Kimberly?
So the fact of the matter is, with this case, people are judging Puff on 2 things: that Cassie video and all of the things that they've heard about him over the years. And because you've heard so much about him over the years, and because of that Cassie video combined, you want to see him go to prison. That's the bottom line. But that's not how it works. Just like it don't work like that in the hood when y'all know somebody done killed up the whole town. But when they get locked up with no real evidence, you say free them.
Valerie,
people say free this person when they know the person is guilty. But because the burden of proof relies on those who arrested them and brought them into the courtroom, if they don't prove it and they get released, y'all cheer for them. Welcome home, throw them a party. When you know they guilty of what was done. This is no different. You want proof in those situations, you should want proof in this one. But because people want to see this man go to prison based on all they've heard over the years and that one video that they saw, that's enough for them. In the feds, they're in court right now because they can. They put this case in court because they can. And the outcome is going to be whatever they want it to be. That's just how the game goes.
Let's
go. But don't get it twisted. Just be honest with yourselves. Stop arguing. You are arguing because you want to see this man go to prison. You don't care about proof. What people are saying is enough.
Rena,
and it doesn't have to be evidence or proof provided for you.
Rena said it's bigger than Diddy. You know what I'm saying? She says this is a lot bigger than Diddy, LOL. His shenanigans are at the bottom of the totem pole. I bet. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Trump for pardoning NBA YoungBoy. Yeah, he also reduced Larry Hoover's sentence as well. You know what I'm saying? Look like Larry Hoover just might be touching ground.
You're okay with that? Yes,
you know what I'm saying? That was his take on it. All right, I also got a woman's take on listening to what Cassie said. Check this one out.
What's up, y'all? Look, I don't like Diddy. Didn't like him when he was puffy. But I gotta keep it $150. Cassie is not innocent in all of this, okay?
What?
Especially.
What? She say Cassie ain't innocent in all this. What y'all gotta say about that?
With the testimony that came out today, you can't make me believe that she is. She said herself that she didn't say no to the freak-offs because she didn't want him to get a different woman instead. So she didn't want to be replaced. She didn't want to lose access to that lifestyle. She stayed there and she participated in some of those things because she enjoyed it. And some of it that she did not enjoy, she stayed because he's rich. Okay?
Say she stayed because he's rich. What's up?
It's just regular old Sean that drives the forklift.
Yeah, working at McDonald's or Burger King. She said Cassie wouldn't have stayed around for none of that. Listen to what she said.
The warehouse at the factory up the road, she would not have took no ass whippings for 10 years, okay? She would have got the hell on. She might have stayed around for like 10 months until she got her income tax and got her a little apartment or something, a little hoopty and got the hell on. But being for real though, I'm just keeping it $150. If he was a regular working dude, she would not have stuck around for that shit. It was the money. It was the fucking money.
Do y'all believe what she's saying, y'all? She say Cassie stayed around for the money, not because she was forced, not because he was beat up, but she endured a lot of the stuff that she endured for the money. That's what she's saying.
Fame, the fortune, and keep it real, the dope. Because she talked about they used a lot of drugs.
Oh.
She didn't want to lose access because she had developed some very expensive habits. What's up, y'all? Look, I don't like
One more
Diddy.
time, I'll let y'all hear. Now that my wife say that's cap.
Cassie is not innocent in all of this, okay? Especially with the testimony that came out today. You can't make me believe that
Tiffany,
she is.
what's up?
She said herself that she didn't say no to the freak-offs because she didn't want him to get a different woman instead. So she didn't want to be replaced. She didn't want to lose access to that lifestyle.
Miss Fat say no lies told.
And she participated in some of those things because she enjoyed it. And some of it,
Diamond Love says levels to this foolery. Let's go.
That she did not enjoy. She stayed.
Cut Up Girl say she on point.
Okay.
Mad Dog say
if
Stockholm Syndrome.
Was just regular old Sean that drives the forklift at the warehouse at the factory up the road, she would not have took no ass whippings for 10 years. Okay. She would have got the hell on. She might have stayed around for like 10 months until she got an income tax.
Yeah, until she got them
and
taxes.
Got her a little apartment or something.
Yeah, got on.
A little hoopty and got the hell on.
Let's go.
But being for real though, I'm just keeping it $150. If he was a regular working dude, she would not have stuck around for that shit. It was the money.
Do y'all agree with her? She say Cassie stuck around for that money, didn't have nothing to do with no Stockholm Syndrome, didn't have nothing to do with all of that. She said that Cassie basically had got addicted to the narcotics, you know, and the money. So she endured what she endured. That's what this lady is saying. I ain't on no side. I'm just asking y'all. What's up, Nikki?
It was the fucking money, the fame, the fortune, and keep it real, the dope. Because she talked about they used a lot of drugs. She didn't want to lose access because she had developed some very expensive habits. What's up, y'all? Look, I don't like Diddy.
All right, you know what I'm saying? That's her take on what's going on, you know what I'm saying? She's saying that Cassie basically was a willing participant in all of this, man. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Chopper said that, hold on, matter of fact, let me get this to y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? We got that boy Smokey Robinson, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know he was basically accused a little bit ago of, you know, basically some assault claims, some actual assault claims. It says Smokey Robinson files a $500 million defamation suit against 4 ex-employees after actual assault claims, accuses them of elder abuse, and says his wife previously added 1 employee to her will after becoming friends, y'all. Smokey say he ain't going for it. You know what I'm saying? He counterclaimed them, you know what I'm saying, for $500 million, man. To all of y'all who was out there asking me, what about Smokey Robinson? What about Smokey Robinson? Look, man, Smokey Robinson say, man, he is fighting back. Shout out to the Cut Up Girl for that 5-piece. Appreciate you. She say free Diddy. I'm just saying. It says sexual assaulted 4 employees. 1 woman claims she was abused for 20 years. Lord have mercy. How do you stay around for 20 years of abuse, man? The world will never know, man. I'm just saying, 20 years is a long time. You mean you never got to go to the store by yourself in 20 years? You never got to go to the restroom by yourself in 20 years? You didn't have another cell phone in 20 years? You could have called the laws. You could have called anybody, but you stayed there. Smokey, man, say they capped. Man, I don't know. That woman that was abused for 20 years, man, I don't know, man. That's a long time for that to be going on. I'm just saying, but hey, man, who am I? I'm just reporting on what I'm seeing out here, y'all. All right, let's keep going. We got Chopper says that Diddy was scared to death of Suge Knight. Let's go.
But I want to ask you about Cassie and how she testified that her and Diddy, they was having a freak off in L.A. D-Rocky came in the room and told Diddy that Suge was at a diner. And Diddy, he stopped the freak off, got dressed, and went to go look for Suge.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Diddy ain't about that. I'm going to tell you right now. One time we was in Miami, Florida. It was the VMAs. And Suge Knight came down there. I know Suge, of course. But
y'all get them lights
I was still
up,
signed to Diddy.
Screen.
But when they heard Suge Knight was in the same hotel, Diddy made all of us pack up and we had to fly out. I didn't fly out though, I flew out the next day. But they made everybody on the Bad Boy staff fly out. So I'm gonna have to not concur on that answer because Diddy was afraid of Suge. No matter how that sounds, he was petrified of Suge.
Oh, Lord. Chopper says that Diddy was petrified of Suge, man. He said he was outright scared of Suge. He said that whoever said he was going to go confront Suge is capping. That's what Chopper said.
Maybe of what Suge can do, I don't know, but I don't think that's true. I think Diddy was endorsing fear in Cassie to make him seem like he's a gangster. You did, because you can play any role with a woman. All you got to do is go get the guns. Let's go get this nigga, and she'll be spooked out of her boots. You understand? It's easy to put a woman in fear. You did, to make her perceive anything of anything. But the truth is, Diddy was petrified of Suge Knight, and that's facts.
But I want to ask you about...
All right, man. Remember, click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up, y'all. We got to get these likes up. We ain't where we supposed to be at. Y'all continue to double tap that screen if you're on a mobile device, or click those 3 dots, get the likes all the way up, man. That was Chopper. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying that Diddy was scared of that boy, Suge Knight, y'all. In other news, man, like I told y'all, Trump reduced Larry Hoover's sentence. It looks like he might be free. Chance the Rapper most definitely spoke on it. Check this one out.
Hey, before I let y'all politicize this or memify this, I just gotta say I am glad that Larry Hoover's home. And I gotta remind y'all that he was a political prisoner that was set up by the federal government, that he...
Whoa! Chance the Rapper says that Larry Hoover was a political prisoner, allegedly, who was set up by the government, allegedly. Do y'all believe that? I'm just saying, this is what Chance the Rapper, a Chicago native, is saying about Larry Hoover, man. He says, besides all the things we hear about with the gangs and him starting the gang, this, that, and the third, all the bodies he's supposed to have, this, that, and the third, that he is most definitely a political prisoner. That's what Chance the Rapper said. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting allegedly on everything, but that's what he said.
Created the what was it, Chicago Votes. He did so many things to really mobilize our people, and he was really targeted for that shit. And so before niggas get to cooning or doing whatever they finna do with this information, I just want to say I'm so glad that he's home. And God bless his family.
Man, Chance the Rapper say he already home. Whoever talking about he got 200 and some years, I don't know. Chance the Rapper said he glad that he's home. That means he's at the crib. I don't know what to believe no more.
And yeah, thank God. Hey, before I let y'all politicize.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then here goes the report of what they say. They say, y'all here for it. Trump commutes Larry Hoover's multiple life sentences. Chicago gang leader was sentenced to more than 200 years in prison after being found guilty of unaliving, conspiracy, and corruption, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The official report right there. You know, they saying that he commuted his sentence. And we got Chance the Rapper saying that he is home, y'all. All right, so in other news, y'all know Remy Ma and Clarissa Shields and Papoose have been going back and forth, y'all. And you've been seeing a whole different Clarissa Shields here of late. You know what I'm saying? Makeup up and all of that. And people are saying that Papoose is the one that's making her do that. She went live and said, man, he ain't got nothing to do with this. This is just her. Let's check it out. What y'all think?
I can stop saying that Pap is dressing me, he's getting my hair done, he's getting my makeup, like he's putting all this stuff in place for me, because he is not.
What's up, Chris?
It's the reason why he was attracted to me, and I've been a fly that shit since, like I say, 21. I say 17 too, I was living, but no, definitely 21. And now that I'm 30, I definitely be stepping on. So it's like, stop trying to say that y'all looking at pictures from back when I was 17 and comparing back to now, saying like, oh, this is before Pap and this is after Pap. No. The first picture that we ever took was with that pink shirt And with those,
she looked pretty right there, though. I gotta give it to her. You know what I'm saying? But she's saying that Papoose is not behind any of this. Y'all know we gonna get to the Diddy news in a second. We most definitely gotta get those likes to 100. This is the pregame until we get the likes up. You know, I'm just going through my social media, reporting on different events that I seen taking place, man. Make sure y'all get them likes up, man. Double tap that screen or click them 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. This is everything news. We most definitely in the building, man.
what I have on some blue jean shorts. That was my first time ever meeting him, and I was fine as hell then. So, like, I see what y'all trying to do. I see it, but it's just not true. But we do add value to each other's lives, you know what I'm saying, and make each other's lives better. But he not the reason for this glow up. That's all I'm saying. Like, love him down, but no. Come on. And yeah, it's all about how you love yourself. You know, love yourself. For real. Like, when you love yourself, you're gonna look good anyway. Love yourself. People have a hard time doing that. Like, really, like, love yourself, you're gonna look good.
Clarissa say as long as you love yourself, you gonna look good. You know what I'm saying? What she said. What's up with it, Lucky? Yeah, saying that basically Papoose got nothing to do with this. Do y'all believe it? In this regard, I really don't care. They get on my nerves. LOL. Let's go to Lady Beast, where they most definitely got a public back and forth going right now. You know what I'm saying? With Papoose baby mama, Remy Ma.
And also, when you being a hater, you're gonna look bad too.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna cover your face up. Did he text you back? Call him real quick. I mean, if y'all want to say that he makes, like, that I look happier, you can say that. I can stop saying that Pap is dressing me, he's getting my hair done, he's getting my makeup, like, he's putting all this stuff in place for me, because he is not. It's the reason why he was attracted to me, and I've been a fly that shit since, like I said, 21.
Alright, you know what I'm saying? That's what Remy is. I mean, not Remy, Lord have mercy. That is what what is her name? Clarissa had to say about that. You know what I'm saying? As far as the glow up. Now, we got some people that say they get on my nerve. Check out what DJ Akademiks had to say about the whole Remy Ma Papoose, what's her name? Clarissa Shields, spectacular that's going on. Check this out.
It's not even like y'all went different. Like, this is the goofiest shit I've ever seen. Both of them, you can tell they're really attracted to each other because the person they try to replace each other with look like the other person they was with. It's goofy. It's mad goofy. This new nigga that look like the Timu.
Hey, listen, y'all. Man, hold up. Akademiks say, man, Remy Ma and Papoose still in love because they went and found people that are they lookalikes, y'all. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Let's go. Let's go. Go ahead, Akademiks. Go in.
Papoose, you don't got no kids with him. This is why it look even goofier. You don't got no kids with him, but you flexing him. I seen Remy flexing his credit score. You don't got no kids with him. Pap, you flexing this chick who's a boxer. You don't got no kids with her. Y'all both looking crazy. Y'all should have kept this in the group chat. We got to bring shame back. Like, y'all should have been so ashamed to bring it to the public.
Hey, man, we need 30 more likes, man. Double tap that screen and click those 3 dots. Get them likes up, man. You know what I'm saying? Akademiks going in on Papoose and Remy. Say they whole little old situation they got going on with these other people is extremely goofy.
That if y'all going to do this messy shit, just keep it on the low, bro. How you going to leave the mother of your kid and the father of your child for a doppelganger? Like, what? Shit don't make no sense. My nigga, you just went and got a chick that's a little bit younger than Remy. But it's not Remy. And you ain't got no kids with the new chick. And she kind of looked in the same realm as Remy. What? And then Remy, like, you literally went to get the Walmart version of Papoose. It's not even like y'all went different.
Call Easy the Block Captain, the Walmart version of Papoose. Let's go, man. Y'all most definitely got to get them likes up. What's up, AJ, man? Y'all is slacking on them likes. Get the likes up. Click the 3 dots, hit the thumbs up. We in the building.
Like, this is the goofiest shit I've ever seen. Two games in the chat. What up? It's not even like y'all went different. Like, this is the goofiest shit I've ever seen. Both of them, you could tell they're really attracted to each other because the person they try to replace each other with look like the other person that...
Hey, man, Akademiks is on top of it, man. You know what I'm saying? He said that what they got going on is very, very goofy, man. Do y'all agree, man? A lot of people say they need to stop this whole back and forth, man. It just don't make sense. Now, check this out, man. I got to go here real quick because it tripped me out, y'all. All right, never mind. Matter of fact, we was talking about, Amber Rose thinks that Tory Lanez should be freed, man. You know what I'm saying? She said free Tory Lanez. Amber Rose did. Check this one out. Let's get the likes up.
What do you want people to know about why you are advocating for Tory Lanez?
I'm advocating for Tory Lanez because the evidence shows that he's innocent, and he deserves to be pardoned by Governor Gavin Newsom. You know, he's 100% exonerated from the gun, and for that alone, he should be home with his family.
Well, the DNA showed that it could have been any of 4 people, but he sent a text apologizing, and Megan Thee Stallion and her friend Kelsey there that night said it was him. What do you do with that?
Well, I heard the whole story from Tory's mouth. He called me personally from prison, and I now understand why he said sorry, and it's not for any shooting at all. So I'll let him tell that story when he comes home, but the sorry was not for what people think it was for.
Hey, there you have it. Amber Rose say, man, free Tory, man. You know what I'm saying? He has been exonerated from any kind of anything, man. All right, so y'all been hearing about these honey packs, this, that, and the third. Well, they had a pharmacist, y'all. Go out to different stores and try them. Get the likes up. You know what I'm saying? This is what he said. It says a licensed pharmacist tries a honey pack for the first time. Y'all think it worked on him, man? I bet he was over there sweating, about to come out of all his clothes. Let's see what he said, though.
I'm a licensed pharmacist in 3 states, and today I will be trying a weird gas station product. What is this thing? I had to look all these things up because I don't know from my training. Tribulus territris or whatever, you know, it's supposed to increase testosterone levels in men. Lilium purvunum or the maca, also same kind of deal. I'm not stupid. I know that there's something missing here.
Welcome, Popeyes.
Hi, could I just get 1 biscuit? Okay, for science, honey pack, supplement glazed Popeyes biscuit.
Uh-oh.
That's so good.
Take him over.
That's way better than the honey they give you at Popeyes.
Double tap that screen,
about
y'all. Hold up.
And I don't feel any different at all. I was just...
Hey, we should have at least 100 likes on the board, man. Click those 3 dots, hit the thumbs up. What's taking y'all so long? Let's get the likes up, man. You know what I'm saying? Click the 3 dots, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you new, man. Now, this man done went and put this honey pack, you know, on a biscuit, y'all. He about to have a biscuit attack here in a couple of minutes. Let's see what happens.
Sitting here reading a book, The Great Controversy by Ellen White, and I don't feel any different at all. Whatever that thing was is a scam. I'm a licensed pharmacist in 3 states, and today...
Oh, well, that's not what we thought was going to happen, man. He said them honey packs don't work. He don't feel no different. He was laying in the bed reading a book, you know. We couldn't see his hands, but that's what he said, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether if y'all believe him or not. You know what I'm saying? That's not the reaction I thought it was going to be. But hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, fellas out there, or even ladies, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine coming home after a hard day's work, you know, and if you're a lady, your mom, you know, is at the house every time you come home, you know, sitting around in a little bit of nothing while your while your husband is there. Men, imagine coming home, your dad at your every day, you know what I'm saying, with your girl when you get off work, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? You walk in, she got some of the shortest he could ever find, you know, your dad sitting at the kitchen table eating chicken with his legs open, you know what I'm saying, looking and gawking at your woman. That's exactly what happened to this next man in this next clip. Man, y'all got to see this. I said, Lord, have mercy. What's up, Cupcake?
What we got going on here, huh?
Now look what she got on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This man is at home, hard work. You know what I'm saying? Hard work. Just made it to the crib. You know what I'm saying? He walk in, his girl frying chicken, man. And some little bitty shorts, a little shirt, you know, and his dad is in the building. Check it out.
What we got?
Would you be mad?
What we got going on here, huh? What's up? Hey, don't fucking junior me, man. Don't fucking junior
Hey,
me,
listen. Dad say, hey, Junior.
Third time this week, popping up at my motherfucking house without letting me know you gonna pop up.
Look at Daddy.
You fucking eat.
Hey, Daddy in there eating that chicken leg spread, man. Hold up, man. I think I'd have had to put Daddy on, dump him on the top of his head. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. And she know what she doing. She gotta get out.
And you got these. What we got going on here, huh?
Lord have mercy.
Little ass shorts on? What's wrong with y'all? What the hell y'all got going on? You got your legs wide open? Drinking and shit? I ain't fucking tripping. You think I'm stupid or something? What the fuck y'all got going on? I'm in my house. I don't give a damn what.
Daddy extra comfortable. Hey, and she hit him with that famous line that any dude without his own crib, you know, don't ever want to hear. I'm at my own house. What? Oh, so it's all right for my daddy to be in here eating chicken while you got on the shortest stuff you can find. And this is third time coming over this week. He ain't came over here ever in life this many times. I don't even think I seen him this much when I was growing up. But now all of a sudden he at my crib every day and you in here dressed like this. Lord have mercy.
What's going on? I'm frying chicken for my man. That's it. And why are you recording? Get the camera out. Well, your man just got here. And I come home. Think about this shit. I'm coming home because I'm at the pot in the kitchen with my goddamn girl put these little ass shorts on. Little ass shorts on? What's wrong?
Hey, man, do y'all think Pop over there doing something? He ain't got no business, y'all. Y'all think Pop hitting his son, girl, man? I don't know, man. She was so defensive. She should, you know what I'm saying? Hey, quit recording me. She told him I'm cooking chicken for my man. Hey, and he just got her alleged man just got home, but popping her, you know, eating big boy chicken already. Got his plate fixed. He was eating when Buddy walked through the door. Man, you might need to keep your daddy from over your house, man. Hey, man, you can't make this up, man. Social media is a heck of a place, y'all. All right. So I see we 100 in, man. So let's get to some of the content, y'all. Y'all know how I do over here, man. I most definitely gotta start it up, you know, with my guys over there at Cartoon Network, Day and Night Cartoon Network, man. You know, they most definitely been covering this Diddy trial, you know, and they be having me rolling. Let's go.
In the trial of Sean Diddy Combs, Capricorn Clark took the stand today, and at times she was emotional. She worked for Sean Combs.
He got the biggest
as an
piece of chicken.
assistant. She testified, telling jurors her hours were 9 a.m. to 4 a.m., and that during this time she developed alopecia.
Sean was very...
This is supposed to be Capricorn Clark, y'all. This is what happened in the courtroom basically yesterday, you know, but it take them some time in order to get them together, you know. So this is supposed to be Capricorn Clark right here. Let's go.
Island. I started working for Sean as his assistant, and some days I just didn't want to show up to work, but he would call me on the phone and he threatened me to come in, and it was so stressful that I just didn't know what to do. Eventually it got so bad that I started actually losing my hair. My hair started falling out because being around Sean, I
What's
didn't
up,
know what
JD?
he would do.
At the start of her employment, Clark says Combs threatened to kill her after learning she previously worked for his rival, Suge Knight.
So I previously used to work for Suge Knight before I started working for Sean.
Thank you,
Sean
IGT.
found out that I used to work for Suge Knight, he went crazy. He started getting violent and yelling and screaming at me. He actually pulled a gun out on me and asked me, was I still working for Suge? And he pointed the gun at my head and said, what information was I telling him? And I tried to tell him, show him, I'm not working for Suge anymore. And he just got more and more crazy. And then eventually I tried to run out of there, but then he tripped me. And after he tripped me, he actually launched a bottle of baby oil at me, and it just missed me. And then I was able to escape that day.
Capricorn Clark, huh?
Hey, now remember, we listened to what Suge said. This supposed to be Suge Knight right here, man. These people crazy, man. I swear to God. All right, so here goes Suge's, what he had to say about Capricorn Clark. No, they say she used to work for Suge.
Yeah, Clark used to work for me. And then she ended up quitting and going over there to work for Puffy. I told her don't go over there. I told her that he was unstable and she was going to be trying to come back. Once you go work for that man, ain't no coming back here. That's exactly what I told the bitch.
That's exactly what he told her. Let's go.
Issue with rapper 50 Cent, and after seeing him, said something about how he liked guns.
50.
Ain't nobody worried about no Puffy. Man, that dude's a snowflake. He wouldn't hurt a fly. He wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Talking about guns. Yeah, alright.
Clark described having to undergo a lie detector test over the course of 5 days because she says jewelry on loan to Combs went missing. The man running the test told her, allegedly, if she failed, I'll throw you in the East River.
Of course that bitch had to take the lie detector test, but that's all she do is lie. You know what I'm saying? See?
Victor Diddy say that's all she do is lie. Even Suge said it.
Here we go again. You know what I'm saying? These false witnesses out here trying to make you look like the bad guy. Because you know the system trying to set me up because I went against Diageo. You know what I'm saying, Daddy? You know what I mean? They just mad because I was a black man and they know they wouldn't have sold as much liquor as they did without me.
Shout out to all the gifts.
For a
Thank
bigger
y'all.
piece of the pie and they got mad. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even grow my agave for my baby on that year. So I had to take them to court. And that's what this is really about. You know what I'm saying, Daddy?
Clark detailed a time at Combs' home in 2010 where Combs, she said, called Cassie Ventura into the room and asked her to, quote, sit down, stand up, turn around, turn the other way, walk over there, grab that, hand me that, walk back, turn around, go back in the other room. Ventura did it, she testified, and Combs said to Clark and 2 other women present, did you see that? You expletives won't do that. That's why you don't have a man.
Yeah, I bit it. You know what I'm saying? I called Cassie in there and told her to walk straight, walk left, walk right, get this, get that. You know what I'm saying? I had to, because I had to show her how a man's supposed to treat a woman and how a woman's supposed to listen to a man. You know what I mean? Because she don't want to listen to nobody. And that's just what it is. That ain't
What's up,
illegal.
Leandris?
So I had to sit in that courtroom silently, you know what I mean, with all those clowns and this big old circus that's going on, and them trying to take
Man, I like Pixar Diddy, man. Pixar Diddy say he had to sit in that courtroom with all them clowns and be quiet while the circus is going on. Let's go.
down. You know what I'm saying? You can hate me now, but I won't stop now. Yeah. Like I said before, I'ma be out and I'ma be back on top. You know what I'm saying? I'ma make all these haters eat their words. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying, Daddy?
Clark also told the jury about an incident that allegedly took place in 2006 where Combs was pushing her at his Miami home. She says she stopped working for him. That was a boundary for her, him having pushed her. But she eventually returned to work for him.
There was this one incident where
Capricorn Clark
actually pushed me. And I tripped and fell because the floor was so slippery from all the baby oil. that was squirted on there from earlier. And I forgot what the argument was about, but he was arguing with someone else, and I made a comment, and he just pushed me as hard as he can. And I tripped and slid all the way across the floor. And at that point, I was just done. I was done. I left, and I said, no, Sean, I'm not working for you anymore. And the next day he called, he apologized. He actually sent a big bouquet of flowers over to my house and all this other gifts, like this Chanel bag. And I ended up folding, and I ended up going back to work for Sean the next day. And I'm not too proud of that.
Last week's
She said Diddy sent her some flowers and she wound up going back to work the next day after everything she had seen. What is going on, y'all?
Scott Mescudi testified he briefly dated Cassie, and when Combs found out, Mescudi said his home was broken into, and on another occasion, a Molotov cocktail was thrown at his car. Jurors saw pictures of that damaged Porsche. Clark told the jury Combs was banging on her door holding a gun, asking her who Scott was, telling Clark to get dressed because they were going to go kill him. She told the jury she said she didn't want to go, and Combs allegedly said, I don't give an expletive what you want to do, go get dressed. Clark said they arrived at Mescudi's house. Combs and another employee went in, but she stayed in the car. She said she called Cassie and told her Combs had a gun and was at Mescudi's house to kill him. Mescudi drove up, she said, and sped off. Combs' vehicle started chasing him briefly. Combs told Clark to go talk with Mescudi and convince him not to tell police it was him or that he killed them all.
That day was so crazy. When Sean found out that Cassie was dating Scott, he went crazy. He started calling up all types of people.
I think you gotta have a membership.
Guns, and he said, "Look, we're going to go kill him right now, and you coming with me." I tried to convince Sean that I didn't want to go, but he actually put the gun to my head and said, "You're coming with me. We're going to go kill Scott right now." So we actually went to Scott's house, and when we got there, I think that Scott wasn't home.
What's up, Calico?
Sean went in. I stayed in the car. I told him I'm not going into his house. I don't care what you do to me, but I'm not going into his house. So Sean went into the house with a couple of other guys, and I don't know what they did in there. Next
What's
thing I know,
up, Christina Parker?
And then Scott just happened to pull up in his car. And as Sean was getting in his car, Scott seen Sean and he drove off. So Sean actually drove after him. But then he eventually stopped following him because I guess he lost him. And then Sean told me, he looked me dead in my eyes while holding a gun to my head and said, "You better tell him."
said Diddy looked her right dead in her eyes while holding a gun.
That he never saw me, or you're all going to die. And when I looked into Sean's eyes, I could just see it beaming inside of him, and I knew that he wasn't mine. He would have killed us all.
Bitch, you lying. Ain't none of that happened.
Let's go.
See,
let's go, Diddy. Let's go. Listen to watch him.
He would have killed us all.
Bitch, you lying. Ain't none of that happened. See, they should have had a lie detector test up in that courtroom. Because once again, you know what I mean? These Negroes trying to set me up. And she just taking that damn lying. I ain't never go to that man's house with no guns. I ain't never threatened her. I ain't never put no gun to her head and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you talking about, y'all. See, all this lying that they got them up here doing, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is all linked to Diageo. Diageo put all these Negroes up to this. Because I feel like I'm being set up right now. Because they know that I know that they know that none of this took place. You know what I'm saying, Daddy? Only thing that probably was true, you know what I'm saying, is all the baby oil stuff. You know what I mean? I love my baby oil. It ain't nothing illegal about that. You know what I'm saying?
These people crazy,
Later
man.
that same day at his home, she says Combs repeatedly kicked Ventura and that none of his staff intervened. Clark, who cried at times, says she called Ventura's mother and told her Combs was beating the expletives out of your daughter. I'm in over my head.
Man, y'all continue to get them likes up. What we doing? Hit the like button. Get the likes up. Most definitely subscribe to the channel if you new. We most definitely exercising the Fair Use Act of 1976, man. Man, where fair use leans in the hands of the channel's broadcaster. Man, these people crazy. Shout out to Night and Day Cartoon Network, man.
Please help her. I can't call police, but you can. She says Cassie's mother told her, I'll handle it.
So one time I walked into the office and Sean was beating the crap out of Cassie. And it was so bad that I got scared and I ended up calling Cassie's mom. And she said she would handle it and she would call the police, but nothing came about. It just was another normal day of Sean beating Cassie. And of course, as Cassie was getting beat, she was talking back to Sean at the same time and trying to get little swings in, but nothing came about. Only thing that happened was, you know, Cassie got bruised up and she put her makeup on as usual to cover it up, and nothing ever happened. It just, everything just went on as usual.
Like she wasn't talking back and kicking my ass too. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, that toxicity went both ways. She was toxic and I was toxic. We both was whooping each other's behinds. You know what I'm saying? It was just like another reenactment of Ike and Tina Turner when they was in the back of that limo. and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? She left with a couple bumps and bruises, and sometimes I had a couple bumps and bruises. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was. It was a toxic relationship. You know what I'm saying? I admit that I went through some dark times with Cassie, but we held each other down when we was with each other. Now it's just all, you know what I'm saying, a big circus and a big clown show. And Biagio trying to get back at me. And Cassie's husband trying to get up at me because he need money, because he broke. And
what's up, Leandris?
That's just what this is about. It's a bum, yeah, I mean, convincing Cassie to come after me. And Biagio was behind it all. That's why.
So Pixar Diddy believes that Diageo is out behind it all, aka the liquor company. Let's go.
They all coming after me. You know what I'm saying, Daddy? And that's just what it is.
Clark said when asked by arson investigators about Mescady's car, she testified she didn't know anything about that incident. Clark says she was terminated in 2012 and reached a settlement with Combs for wrongful termination. In 2016, she said she went back to work as creative director for Ventura until 2018. In April 2024, she says she met with Combs' attorneys, telling them she wanted her life back and described what it would look like if she worked as Combs' chief of staff. On cross-examination, the defense brought that meeting up, noting Clark said, "You didn't think Miss Ventura was good for Mr. Combs?" "Correct," she told the jury. "Why?" she was asked. She replied, "They were toxic as a couple." The defense also pulled up texts Clark sent Combs in 2021, talking about having a crush on him before she started working for him and reminiscing about times they hung out with another mutual friend.
Then let me ask y'all something.
Let's go.
What evidence do they got? You know what I'm saying? What? Me and Cassie, toxic relationship? You know what I'm saying? Us being two freaks, loving our freak offs, using our baby oil, you know what I'm saying? And calling up escorts or whatever they trying to say, you know what I'm saying? None of that being illegal. Everything that we did was consensual. Yeah, I mean, of course, like I said, we went through our dark times, but I'm gonna keep it here. I'm gonna say, like I always say, I ain't never trafficked no one, and I ain't never racketeered anything. I'm gonna maintain my innocence, and I'm gonna be out of here soon. And right back on top, cause I ain't do anything. You know what I'm saying? All I did was squirt a little bit of baby oil, smack a little bit of asses. You know what I'm saying? You know, did a little bit of partying, maybe did a little bit of drugs here and there, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just like every other entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So, this is all bogus. Like I said, it's a bunch of clowns, and this is just one big circus.
Let's go, Pixar Diddy.
At the end of it all, I'm going to maintain my innocence, and that's just what it is. This Pixar Diddy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm up out of here, daddy. And it is what it is. Yeah. Take that.
Lord have mercy, man. These people is off the chain, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Shout out to Pixar Diddy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold up real quick. Let me turn the dang light on, man. What's up, y'all? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. These people is crazy, man. They crazy out here, man. It's crazy work. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. We most definitely in this thing. What's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? A lot of things went on in court today, man. We had an ex-stylist come out and testify today. Some police officers. It seems like they're trying to basically establish that Diddy actually, you know, blew up Kid Cudi's car. You know, everything right now is geared towards Cassie and the taking out of Kid Cudi's car, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been seeing here of late. As well as Diddy's defense team tried to do a mistrial today, y'all. Did y'all know that? You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me turn this music down. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Diddy's team basically tried to do a mistrial today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They most definitely called out the prosecution for saying some things. One of the witnesses on the stand said something that they felt like they shouldn't have said, and basically tried to declare a mistrial, y'all. The judge ultimately denied it, but most definitely tried, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you new. This is Everything News. We most definitely in the building. Shout out to all my members, my moderators, man. New subscribers and old. I appreciate everybody in the building, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I most definitely need y'all to continue hitting that like button, get the likes up. We most definitely gonna cover everything that went on today, as well as did y'all see that victim number 3, a crucial witness in this case, did not show up to court? They still can't find her. They saying this the Gina lady that Diddy used to be married to for 5 years. She ain't showed up. You know what I'm saying? Gene Deal say they must have paid her off. We gonna get to him too, though. But first, let's get to some of the events of today and the reason why the judge tried to declare a mistrial, y'all. Check this out. Make sure you double tapping that screen, getting them likes up. Most definitely subscribe to the channel if you new.
A Los Angeles police officer and fire arson investigator both took the stand to speak about a 2012 firebombing incident with Kid Cudi's car. Cassie Ventura's former stylist also testified.
Let me tell you something, Doc. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Nobody type real quick so I don't lose this comment. Somebody was down there trying to be real funny. Where you go? Lawnmower man. I don't look like now one of them Pixar people. Don't play with me. Considering you don't got a picture on your profile, we don't know what you look like. So don't be trying to do no jokes over here. My God, while you tried to slide that by real quick, talking about the dude in the blue suit, the Pixar dude looks just like you, my guy. Nah, he look like your brother.
Said a Molotov cocktail found in Kid Cudi's car appeared to have been used to ignite the car. However, it malfunctioned and didn't explode. However, had it done what it was supposed to, investigators said there would have been extensive damage. An investigator called the fire set inside Kid Cudi's car, quote, a targeted crime. Arson is among the acts listed in the racketeering conspiracy charges against Diddy. Another officer said he and his partner noticed a black Cadillac drive by 2 times as they were investigating the potential arson.
What's up with it,
they said they ran the plates on the second trip and found that it was registered to Bad Boy Records, which is, of course, Diddy's music label. They also said both Ventura and his former assistant, Capricorn Clark, refused to talk to them about the incident. Diddy's defense team also filed a motion for mistrial today after a fire arson.
So there go the mistrial talk. You know what I'm saying? They most definitely tried it. Remember, he got Brian Steele on his defense team now. You know, that was something they kept on trying to do in the YSL trial as well. Declare them mistrials every other day. It would never work, but they were sure trying it. And now Diddy's team is trying to mistrial. I'm just saying.
An investigator admitted that evidence was destroyed without authorization after the arson investigation. His attorney said that statement made it seem as if Diddy had something to do with that. That motion was denied by a judge. To break this all down, let's bring in former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani.
All right, so what they said was it was a question that was asked to somebody on the stand, and they kind of allured to the fact that Diddy had something to do with something, you know, and they shouldn't. And the defense team said, hey, you shouldn't have said that, you know what I'm saying? And we'll get to the actual testimony after this. I just wanted y'all to know that Diddy's team most definitely tried to declare a mistrial.
Now, Nima, some of the points that the investigators hit today seem to go towards this predicate crimes, which you need for racketeering. They talked about robbery, they talked about arson. Can you first just kind of briefly explain what predicate crimes are and if you think that they've been established or are on the way there?
Of course, Sophia. So when you're dealing with RICO or racketeering, you need a few things. You need a criminal enterprise. And typically people think of the mob or street gangs or the drug cartels.
Let me ask y'all, and I ask y'all this every day after we get witnesses. How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like the prosecution is doing their job and proving their case? Have they proved any of the things, you know, that they allege Diddy of doing as of yet? You know what I'm saying? I'm probably ask y'all that every day. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, all we done got that's solidified is that Diddy is a drug dealer and that he is most definitely a woman beater. He was in a toxic relationship with Cassie. That's about it.
But it can be something much looser. It can be Bad Boy Records with Sean Diddy Combs at the head of the organization, right? Really, it's any loose association of two or more people. You have to have an agreement to do something unlawful. That's the conspiracy part of it, whether it's a RICO conspiracy or another type of conspiracy. You do need that. And of course, you can have unindicted co-conspirators, so Combs can be agreeing with people who aren't charged, which is what we're seeing here, to do something unlawful. And then you also need that pattern of racketeering activity. So that means you need 2 or more RICO predicate acts over a 10-year period. Now, of course, sex trafficking is a RICO predicate act, but what makes the statute so powerful is that you can get to RICO even if you don't prove sex trafficking if you're the government. So let's take a step back. Let's say the jurors believe that Cassie's freak-offs were actually consensual, that there was no force, fraud, or coercion. You can actually get to RICO through arson. You can get there through kidnapping. You can get there through extortion or witness intimidation.
He's telling you all the things they need to be able to prove a RICO. And man, you know what? I think we got enough time today. I'm going to play another video where R. Kelly, y'all know he was convicted of racketeering as well. You know, his attorney basically broke down how they was able to get R. Kelly and some of the tactics that they're using, you know, that he recognize, or she recognizes as the same thing they're doing to Diddy. But let's go.
Prostitution, bribery. So the fact that we're hearing evidence of all these other crimes does allow the government to possibly get to racketeering, even if they can't prove sex trafficking.
Okay, so it looks like there's different paths to the same goal. That's kind of what they're trying to do.
Exactly, and that's why the arson in this case, we're spending so much time on Kid Cudi's car, and you had investigator.
See, and that's another thing. A lot of people, include me and Diddy's team, you know, feels like they don't have enough evidence, you know, to say that Diddy was actually behind the blowing up of Kid Cudi's car. They don't got no text messages. They don't got no recordings of him saying anything. They only got 3 people basically that's in cahoots to even say that basically Did he had anything to do with it? You know, and then the testimony today from the police officer, I think, that came to the scene after his car was basically blown up, and said that he seen a black Escalade, a black Cadillac Escalade leaving from the scene. Not actually, I think he said not actually at the scene, but somewhere close, and it came back to Bad Boy Entertainment.
Jimenez today talking about the arson and the Molotov cocktail. That's why all that is so incredibly important, because of course, you know, sex trafficking is probably the most serious crime because it can carry mandatory minimum sentence of up to 15 years to potentially life.
What's
but
up, Close
racketeering, you
Range?
can also get a potential life sentence as well, even though you don't have those mandatory minimums, you don't have those floors. The ceiling is still there, and the judge can consider a lot of evidence when you're looking at racketeering.
So defense, it looked like they're trying their best to poke holes in this investigation. Is that a pretty standard strategy? You know, do you see this happening over and over again, I guess, as this trial is going to go on?
Nurse P,
It
what's
is.
up?
So what the defense is saying is, look, domestic violence, arson, assault, battery, none of this has been charged, right? And anywhere, not just in this case. In any case, you know, Combs wasn't arrested in Los Angeles by LAPD after the assault, after the break-in into Kid Cudi's home, even after the 2016 hotel incident. There's really been no arrests being made, and they have admitted.
All right, so we got Nurse P. She say, "What up, Mahel? Diddy team is fumbling because that bail can't be run and could have been grounds for a mistrial." Let's go.
Some physical violence.
But that's what they said. They tried. They tried to declare the mistrial, you know, as soon as the person said it, because the jury won't forget that. That's what she mean by the bail being unrung. Once they said it, it's out there, people heard it. Even if the judge says erase that from your memory, it's still back there in the back that you heard them say that. So that's a bail that can't be unrung, which is basically like Nurse P said, grounds for a mistrial, because it taints the jury, man. But the judge overruled it. You know what I'm saying? It basically said, no, the trial will continue.
I think they have to, because that video doesn't lie. I think they would lose credibility with the jurors. But they're trying to walk this line where they're admitting some of the conduct that hasn't been charged, but they don't want to admit enough for it to be a RICO predicate act. And they're certainly not going to admit anything sex related that may arguably be sex trafficking because of the force or the coercion.
Right. I'm just very curious to get your thoughts. What did you think about defense's motion for mistrial? Do you think that was a long shot? What do you?
It really was.
I think that was on point.
So this was what the motion was based on. So there was the break-in, and after the break-in, Kid Cudi asked officers or agreed to have his home fingerprinted. And apparently they pulled a couple fingerprints off a glass door that were on a fingerprint card. So when Jimenez testified, he said, you know what, I tried to compare those prints to the evidence in the arson case, but at some point that fingerprint card had been destroyed. So when that testimony came out, the defense moved for a mistrial because they said the prosecution was improperly implying that somehow Combs was responsible for having that evidence destroyed, because
and y'all gonna hear in a second when I play the actual audio, you know, of what was said in court. You're gonna hear exactly what they said, that they implied that Combs had something to do with it, and they can't prove it, so it shouldn't have never been said. But let's go.
You know, he was rich and famous and well connected and could place a call and have evidence disappear. Obviously, that's not what the prosecution was going for. They wanted to get out the reason why the prints were never connected. The arson was never connected to the break-in. So what the judge ultimately ruled was, I'm going to have the jury disregard that. I'm going to strike that from the record, but it's not really a basis for a mistrial. That was certainly a long shot, but obviously it made for some drama today in the courtroom.
Absolutely. Nima Rahmani, thank you so much for your thoughts. Really appreciate it.
Of course, Sophia. Talk soon.
All right, so that was a little bit about the mistrial, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they tried to get it. Now let's get to the actual events that took place inside the courtroom, you know, where they interviewed one of Diddy's former stylists and a police officer, both talking about the Kid Cudi situation, man. It's crazy, y'all. Let's most definitely jump right into it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it going. All right. So this is basically like transcripts or, you know, media, the people who write down what takes place inside the courtroom while they're there, second by second, testimony by testimony, word by word. They basically gonna give us a rundown of what took place in court today, you know, as far as from the stylist and from the police officer. Make sure you listen close to the things that are being said. They're gonna bring up the mistrial situation. You're gonna hear the exact question that was asked and the response, and then you're gonna see why Diddy's team called for a mistrial. Let's go. Let's get it started.
Officer Christopher Ignacio. What is a radio call?
So this is the police officer right here that's going first.
Someone calls 911 and it gets sent to next available LAPD unit on duty.
On December 22nd, 2011, what was your shift?
6 a.m. to 6 p.m. in a marked police vehicle.
All right, so let's get Bill Bull. Let's get Bill Bull up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because don't you never come over here trying to run nothing. This is my show, boy. I'm going to talk as much as I want to talk, and you can't tell me how much I can talk and pause and all that. If you don't like it, go find you another show to watch. Bella Bell or whatever your name is. You up out of here. That's your new name. Up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get you on that rocket. Send you flying. You know what I'm saying? And we going to blow your rocket up like the Challenger. You can never return. We'll holler at you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm Donald Trump over here. You know, I'm Elon Musk. I got more rockets than Elon Musk, and I'm deporting more trolls than Donald Trump, deporting illegal aliens. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got a green card, you know what I'm saying, you come over here with that nonsense, we getting you gone. We ain't got time for it, man.
What do you remember?
Got a call around 8 a.m., code 3 with lights and sirens to 8925 Hollywood Hills Road.
What did you find there?
An Escalade. I memorized the license plate.
Why?
I thought it could be involved in a crime, the way it left as soon as we got there.
Why didn't you go after it?
We didn't have a crime yet. The front door was unlocked. We went in.
What did you see?
High-end watches and purses, some wrapped, some unwrapped. 2 detectives showed up. When we came out, I saw the same black Escalade now driving down the hill.
Then what?
Gillian said off of that speech, off that part alone where that person said what they said, it should have most definitely been a mistrial. She hates to say it. Maybe if he's convicted, that's something they'll bring up for appeal. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But the judge didn't grant it, y'all. Even though we feel like it should have been, they didn't grant it, so it wouldn't.
Mr. Muscuddy arrived in a Porsche.
You ran the plate of the Escalade?
Yes, it came back as Bad Boy Records.
No further questions.
You heard it? Y'all heard that? He said the police officer said that he ran. All right, so the police officer says that he ran the plates of the black Cadillac Escalade that was seen speeding away from Kid Cudi's crib, and it came back to Bad Boy Records. I guess that's a part of them trying to prove that Diddy was on the scene and basically was behind the blowing up of Kid Cudi's car, man. Let's get the likes to 200, y'all. Click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. Most definitely subscribe to the channel if you're new. We going over the testimonies that were presented today in court, you know, and basically breaking it down.
It was 13 years ago, right?
Yes.
You read your partner's report?
Yes.
The streets there are dead ends?
According to the map.
It's a beautiful
Keisha Michelle says even if he did get off, how he gonna come back from everything we now know? Listen, Keisha, I've seen Stranger, man. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Stranger. He gonna most definitely just, man, you gotta remember, Diddy gonna be a multi-billionaire if he beat this, man. You know, if he beat this, Diddy gonna be a multi-billion. He gonna be a billionaire. I'm just saying. Which is looking, the people are saying that he not. But I feel like he got a chance to walk as far as right now. It's a lot of more trial to go. But as of right now, I don't feel like the prosecution done just locked it down yet. They gotta convince me. I ain't convinced yet.
Neighborhood, right? Cul-de-sac?
Sure.
You don't follow the car as it drives away, right?
Right.
Did you see a Porsche?
I don't know.
Do you know the definition of a kid?
And just like somebody said, he can help his kids with branding. Even if Diddy don't beat the trial, Diddy still gonna be rich, until the day he pass away. Because one thing about it, his businesses are still gonna run. He got people in position. He got kids that come in, step in, and take over, and people who know how to run the business to run the business. He ain't gonna go broke just because he in jail. The business is still gonna run. You know what I'm saying? Whether we like it, you like it, I like it, whatever. The business is still gonna run regardless.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
Were you told the homeowner was in the house shortly before you and your partner got there?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was overruled.
The door was unlocked?
Yes.
There was no furniture upended, right?
No.
You called it a trespass, not a burglary, right? Because...
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
No report of theft?
No.
If you thought there was a gun in the Escalade, you could have put out a BOLO, right?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was overruled.
You didn't, right?
Right.
Any mention of security cameras?
I saw some.
Mr. Muscuddy wasn't hyperventilating, right?
He was tense, I'd say.
Did you search his Porsche?
No.
Hey, you gotta understand, Keisha Michelle, we just now finding out about some of this disgusting stuff that Diddy did, Keisha. Hollywood been knowing for years how Diddy was. They already knew about all of this. It's only new to us. It ain't new to them. They been knowing this. And they was still doing business with Diddy. And if he beats it, they still gonna do business with Diddy. Just like they was doing before he got in trouble. I ain't gonna lie. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Tell me how y'all feel down there. But I'm just saying, all of this is only new to us because it's hitting the scene as actual things that's going on. But to Hollywood, they been new. They been new. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these rappers, they been new that Diddy do this type of stuff. And they was doing business with him anyway.
It was 8:20 a.m., not 6:30 a.m., right?
Right.
Nothing further.
The government calls LA arson investigator Lance Jimenez. I'll place a binder in front. How many fires have you investigated?
100 a year, everything between mansions to dumpster fires. LA is pretty crazy.
Did you respond as an expert to an auto fire at 8925 Hollywood Hills Road?
Yes, there was a cut in the roof of the Porsche.
What about inside the Porsche?
Burn patterns inside.
Any items?
A bottle on the front seat. A handkerchief, burned. A lighter on the ground.
What hypothesis did you draw?
Molotov cocktail.
How did you think it got in?
Someone lit it, cut the roof, and dropped it in.
All right, so this is the investigator that investigated the explosion that happened to Kid Cudi's car. You know, he basically telling how he felt about it, how it happened, you know, what they used in order to do it, this, that, and the third.
Show you some photos. This is the black Porsche, what was burned?
Yes.
What kind of bottle was used?
Shout out to Christy for gifting that membership. If you are a person that's in the building and received that, make sure you thank her, you know, because she didn't have to do it, but she did. Thank you, Christy, you know, for gifting that membership and taking part in making my hair's chat green again. Shout out to my subscribers, man.
Used.
Old English 800 malt liquor.
And the wick.
A designer type scarf, silky. In my opinion, this was targeted.
The partial DNA profile, was it consistent with a female contributor?
I was told that.
Do you know what it means?
No.
Do you know if it is possible to touch an item without leaving
What's
DNA?
up, Miss D?
At this moment, the defense objected, and it was sustained.
What happened to the print cards?
They were destroyed in 2012.
On whose orders?
Someone...
Man, shout out to Keisha Michelle for that 10-piece, man. You know what it is, man. You know we in here, Keisha. Shout out to you. She says, good point, man. I'm still trying to get myself up to date on the trial. Make sure you stick around with me, Keisha. I most definitely bring you all the way up to date. I do this day by day. And anything that you need to know, you can always go back to the previous videos. They still up. And catch yourself all the way up. We good. You know what it is. Shout out to you. The fact of the matter is that stuff the prosecution is presenting is not what he is charged with. I'm just saying. That's what Nurse P said. Let's go.
In LAPD.
Not you or anyone on your team?
At this moment, the defense objected to the entire testimony and wanted a sidebar. At this moment, there was an argument in the courtroom while the jury was out. This will be an uninterrupted voice over reading of that argument between the judge, prosecution, and defense.
Let me get him.
Mrs. Slavic, what was the purpose of getting into that?
They are questioning the investigation, so we're entitled to ask this.
So
When I heard the questions, I assumed there was going to be line of cross-examination about the fingerprint cards, like about the DNA. But that does not appear to be the case. So I'm thinking...
Now remember, the other day we found out that Diddy's DNA wasn't found on anything to do with Kid Cudi's car. There was actually a female's DNA, none of Diddy's. That's kind of what they talking about right here.
Thinking of telling the jurors to disregard.
This is outrageous. We are considering what remedies to ask for.
Now, this is kind of where the mistrial comes in.
Speak with my colleague. They implied that someone in this courtroom was responsible for the destruction of the fingerprint cards.
They intended to attack the investigation.
It was fingerprint cards. All right. So I'm going to rewind it a little bit, but this is where they basically are wanting to declare a mistrial because the person on the stand kind of allured to the fact that when some kind of fingerprint cards came up missing or destroyed at the police station or wherever they be held at, that Diddy had something to do with it. And the defense picked up on it and basically wanted a mistrial. Here you go again, you know what I'm saying? Listen.
Telling the jurors to disregard.
This is outrageous. We are considering what...
Hold up.
Let me get him.
Mrs. Slavic, what was the purpose of getting into that?
They are questioning the investigation, so we're entitled to ask this.
When I heard the questions, I assumed there was going to be line of cross-examination about the fingerprint cards, like about the DNA. But that does not appear to be the case. So I'm thinking of telling the jurors to disregard.
This is outrageous. We are considering what remedies to ask for. Let me speak with my colleague. They implied that someone in this courtroom was responsible for the destruction of the fingerprint cards.
Bam!
Someone in this courtroom was responsible for the destruction of the fingerprint card.
And they was talking about Diddy. And they saying, the defense is saying that the person shouldn't have did that. The fact that they did that taints the jury, which makes us want a mistrial.
They intended to attack the investigation.
My intent is to strike from the record any testimony about the fingerprint cards and the destruction of them. I will note...
See, you can strike it from the record, Judge, but you can't strike it from the juror's mind. Once it's out there, it's out there. They heard it. It's still back here, even though you tell them don't think about it.
That the only answers were what the witness knew about the destruction. I sustained the objection to if it was at
hold on, man.
We are going to move for a...
Hey, y'all gotta click those 3 dots and get the lights up, man. Get the lights up, so we can fill up in here, man. Get the lights up. All you gotta do is click the 3 dots, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We going over the testimony that was presented today inside the courtroom at the Diddy trial, man. So if you missed it, we got everything for you right here, man. All you gotta do is click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe if you're new to the channel, man.
A mistrial at this time based on the prosecutorial misconduct that has occurred. Some prospective jurors said Mr. Combs could buy his way out. This type of conspiracy is out there, and this bought into it. They should have ended with when the fingerprint cards were destroyed. But they asked, did he authorize it? There's no way to unring this bell. The only proper remedy here is a mistrial.
That's absolutely unwarranted. It was Mr. Agnifilo who wanted to inquire into the DNA, into the investigation. Your Honor can just say that the jurors should not draw any...
So they basically saying that it was Diddy's team that wanted to talk about the DNA, which basically kind of makes it feel like they did a little hokey doke on the witness, you know, and the witness fell for it. Hey, all is fair in the courtroom, I'm just saying. So they ran a 42 faker and the witness bit. You know, they should have been primed and prepped not to answer that type of stuff like that. But I guess they wasn't. But either way it goes, the judge only struck it from the record and did not call a mistrial.
Inference from the destruction of the fingerprint cards.
Application for a mistrial is denied. I sustained the objections when raised. The jurors have already been told that questions are not evidence.
Your Honor should tell the juror that the questions were improper.
They weren't improper. You could say, disregard both.
Will the court tell the jurors that the answers are not to be considered?
I'll tell them that the questions and answers on the fingerprints are irrelevant to this case and not to be considered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jurors,
Wow.
the questions and answers on the fingerprints are irrelevant to this case.
Y'all hearing that, telling them like they can unhear what they heard. Oh yeah, don't even just regard that out your mind. Man, they most definitely gonna still think about that.
And are not to be considered by you. Please proceed.
Did you interview the owner of the Porsche?
Scott Muscuddy.
Did you reach out to others?
I reached out to an assistant. Her name was Capricorn. At this moment, the defense objected and they were told to rephrase.
Who did you reach out to?
Capricorn and Cassie Ventura.
Did Capricorn respond or assist?
No.
How did you reach out?
JD, this is the transcripts basically from court, play-by-play, of what was said within the courtroom today in the Diddy trial. That's what this is.
Out to Cassie.
Wasn't able by phone. Tried through a family member.
Did you reach her?
Never.
Were charges brought?
No, but I never closed the case. It's listed as inactive.
Nothing further.
There was a DNA hit on the glass bottle for female DNA, correct?
Yes.
Do you
remember I told y'all about the female DNA? They brought it up in court today. When asking the investigator who investigated the arson of Kid Cudi's car.
DNA hit on the glass bottle for female DNA, correct?
Yes.
Do you remember when the results came back?
What's up, Josiah?
Maybe 6 months.
The test on the bottle, it was important?
Yes.
What does it mean? Partial DNA female?
I have no idea. I was told if we had a suspect, we could test against it.
Any other DNA on the bottle?
Dominique,
At this
what's
moment,
up?
the prosecution objected, and they were told to rephrase.
DX852, just for the witness. That's a glove, right?
Yes.
Did you find another?
So just in case y'all didn't catch it when it said it, when they was talking about this mistrial, it was because the fingerprint cards from the night that they talking about disappeared. They can't find them. Some kind of way they just disappeared. And then the witness, which is the investigator, kind of lured to the fact that Diddy might have had something to do with the cards disappearing. And basically said that in open court, which almost got the mistrial, just in case y'all missed it.
Other glove?
No.
Did you test the glove for DNA?
No, I understood it belonged to the owner. It was a driving glove.
Your premise was that the Molotov cocktail was dropped. Did you think the person who dropped it would have worn a glove?
Perhaps.
It would have been hot.
Only the wick.
The damage, it's on both sides of the bottle, right?
Looks like it.
Did Mr. Muscuddy have more than one Porsche?
I think he had a second one in the garage.
Mr. Muscuddy is Kid Cudi, just in case y'all don't know that too.
Why isn't it in your report?
It was not involved.
You were unable to reach Capricorn Clark or Cassie Ventura. When did you reach out?
In the first few weeks.
Are you sure? Tell us everything about these calls.
I believe Capricorn's brother answered and we
What's
disagreed.
up, Lack?
And once Mr. Muscuddy told you it was his glove, you didn't investigate the glove anymore, correct?
I did not.
Nothing further.
When did you speak with Mr. Muscuddy?
Same day.
Nothing further.
The government calls Deontay Nash. Are you here under subpoena?
Yes.
Do you want to be here?
Absolutely not.
So I think Nash is the stylist. You know what I'm saying? They asked Nash if he wanted to be there to testify. The state called him. Do you want to be here to testify? He said, absolutely not. And by the way that he talks, like the way they got him talking, it seems like this guy right here may be a rainbow. He got a little sass in his voice. But you will be able to catch it as they read what he said. Let's go.
What's your work?
Celebrity stylist.
In 2008?
For Puff and Cassie.
How'd you get hired to work for them?
Through a Craigslist ad for Bad Boy Entertainment.
This photo, is it a fair and accurate portrayal of how you looked at that time?
Not even close.
It's a glamour photo?
Yes, I look amazing.
How often would you witness Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura?
He said it's a glamour photo. He says, yes, I look amazing. Most definitely a fun boy.
Interact.
At least once a week.
What did Mr. Combs call Ms. Ventura?
Bitch, ho, CC, baby girls. He would call it an outright ho, a slut anyway.
How did she react?
Sad.
Did Mr. Combs make threats?
Yes, that he would beat her ass, that he'd send her sex tapes out.
How often would he say he would beat her ass?
Quite a few.
Man,
it drove her crazy.
She
would be super emotional. She might stay in the house for days.
How often did Mr. Combs say you could not go out without his permission?
twice. The first time we went to a gay club with Kyle and Adrian.
I
Then we
told
went to her
y'all.
election twice. The first time we went to a gay club with Kyle
Y'all
and
heard what
Adrian.
kind of
Not go
club
out
they
without his
went to?
permission.
Twice. The first time we went to a gay club with Kyle.
What kind of
Say you
club?
could not go out without his permission.
Twice. The first time we went to a gay club with Kyle.
He most definitely a fun boy. I told y'all. I told y'all. Yeah, they going to them. Yeah, I told y'all.
And Adrian. Then we went to her LA apartment. Puff called and told her she better bring her ass to his house. She panicked.
What did you understand Mr. Combs was saying?
At this moment, the defense objected, but was overruled.
She packed her stuff and went to her house.
Did you attend a Vanity Fair party?
Yes, Oscars after party. In 2014 with Cassie, Puff was there.
How did she look?
She looked bomb. Her hair was...
At this moment, the defense objected, but was overruled.
Her hair was long. Puff picked me up and threatened me.
All right, so just for the people that's just now coming in, we listened to the testimony of a dude named Nash that was Diddy's stylist, and basically styled for Cassie as well, gave a testimony about what he witnessed Cassie go through at the hands of Diddy. But let's go.
And her hair up.
She record music?
Often.
What was your role?
I helped pick songs. I probably should have been called an exec.
At this moment, the defense objected and was sustained.
Her mixtape? Was it ever sold?
No, it was put out free, but it did well. A top download.
How much of her music was released?
I'm being generous to say 10%.
This would be a good place to break. We want to show Mr. Nash a photo of this afternoon's witness, Mia, without the screen in the gallery showing the photograph. How many times in person have you witnessed Mr. Combs be violent?
Quite a few.
This is a sealed exhibit. Without saying her name, do you recognize this person we'll call Mia?
Yes.
What were you and Mia helping Cassie pack for?
The OVO Fest in Canada.
Who came to the door?
Puff. He said, "Bitch, didn't I tell you to answer your phone?" Then he grabbed her by the hair and hit her.
Dang, Puff, man. Puff he's a monster.
How hard was he hitting her?
At this moment.
No, like he said, I'm a savage. I'm a savage. Yeah, he a savage, man. Puff is tripping.
The defense objected, but was overruled.
Very hard. We ran to the bedroom, but Puff pushed it open. He continued to attack Cassie with his fist.
What did you do to try to help Cassie?
I jumped on Puff's back.
Thank you,
He threw me off. Mia, too. Cassie's head hit the bed frame. She was bleeding, but Puff continued hitting her.
Where was Mia?
Getting towels.
What did Mr. Combs say to you, Mia and Cassie?
He said, "Look what y'all made me do." He said she'd go to a plastic surgeon.
With who?
D-Rock. He was Puff's security.
After that, when did you see her?
The next day. FaceTime or something like that.
Let's
She had a
go,
gash in her
JD.
eyebrow.
Were you once cooking with Cassie when Mr. Combs got violent?
Yes. Puff came.
What did Mr. Combs say?
He said, "Y'all better get out of my house." He was grabbing her by the hair. He pushed her out the door, then began to do the same to me. But I don't have hair. He popped me. He told me to go downstairs and wait. They came down and Puff was berating us. As we drove off, we got a phone call.
At this moment, the defense objected, and the judge said, "Next question."
Call from who?
Puff. He told us to stop and he came to the window. He said he'd put her sex tapes on the internet. Puff said he'd send her sex tapes to her parents' job.
So basically, this guy's corroborating the physical abuse she went through at the hands of Diddy, as well as, the threatening to put out the X tapes if she defied it. So he's corroborating Cassie's story.
And get them fired. That her brother was a bitch and that only he protected her.
What did you tell her?
That Puff is on the sex tapes too. She said he is not. He was taping her with other men.
What did she say about wanting or not wanting to have sex with other men?
At this moment, the defense objected, but was overruled.
That she didn't want to. I drove her to Sunset Boulevard to get a taxi.
Why?
Uber wasn't really a thing yet. Puff came to my house looking for her. He looked in my oven. I'm not sure why. Puff took my phone and Cassie called from a hotel.
Listen, he said Puff came over his house looking for Cassie and looked in the oven. What you think maybe he thought she was hiding in the oven. The dude Nash says he came to my house looking for Cassie and look in my oven. I don't know what he looked in there for. Maybe Diddy thought she was hiding in the oven. I'm just saying.
Puff said, "Let's go there." Bad boy staff stayed there.
What did Mr. Combs say?
He said, "Go get her." I went to Cassie's hotel room with D-Rock and Tony. She jumped up. She was frightened. She said she would jump off the balcony.
How high was it?
It wasn't the first floor. Downstairs, I saw 4 or 5 of Puff's security waiting. Puff told me, "You played me." I drove off, but Puff's security followed me. I turned off my lights and drove really fast. I went to the Universal Sheraton.
Did you go home the next day?
Yes, I found my backpack was stolen. It had $1,000 in it.
Why did you keep $1,000 cash?
So when Puff was mad, I could check into a hotel without giving my name.
What happened in 2015?
I saw Puff slap Cassie in the face. He said, "Get this bitch out of here."
What did you do?
Got her out.
The Perfect Match premiere. What did you...
Now listen, he said that he seen Puff slap the girl in the face and tell them to get her up out of there, right? Then before that, he said he drove to a hotel that she was at. Why come all these chances you got to get away? He put you out. You left. You was at a hotel. All these chances she had to get away, and she still stayed. That's, boy, I understand. Y'all gonna say Stockholm Syndrome, all of that. I understand. But I'm just saying, man, it seemed like she had an ample opportunity to get away from this situation, and she just kept going back.
See,
Cassie had a black eye.
When was Mr. Combs with you at a music video?
Yes, I was outside smoking a cigarette. Puff came and threw me on the car and started choking me out. Puff said, "Y'all keep going out."
Did you report anything to the police?
No, I was afraid of retaliation from Puff.
Did you get anyone on staff?
Christina Courtroom, KK.
What did she say?
Somebody just said something about the money and the power. Man, how much is the money worth to you though, Tristan? How much abuse are you gonna take for some money? I seen people said that yesterday too. They was like, man, he was in control of her finances. You know, he was paying her car note, he was paying her rent. Okay, but listen, how much you gonna take before you not take no more? I don't care how much money they got or what they doing. Go work at McDonald's. Hey, leave the superstar spotlight. Forget how you used to ride in Bentleys and drive a Dodge Neon. If it's going to stop people from putting their hands on you, if you're being hurt, you know what I'm saying? If you're truly being hurt and it's something, you know, like life-threatening, go work at Walmart. Go work at one of these convenience stores. Get out the spotlight. Is it worth your life? I'm just saying, man. Yeah, it couldn't be, man. If somebody is putting their hands on me, yeah, I don't care if they was Michael Jackson. Yeah, you putting your hands on me, you know, and I feel like I can't take it, and it's a risk to my life. Man, I don't care if I got to go live in a homeless shelter. I'm gone. What are we talking about? Yeah,
that she would talk to him.
Did anything change?
No.
How often did you help Cassie hide?
Often.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He would blow our phones up. KK would too. She would say Puff was calm. Cassie would go back.
Did Cassie tell you she was going to a hotel with Mr. Combs?
Yes, weekly. She would pack sex toys.
Did she say she wanted to go?
At this moment, the defense objected but was overruled.
She said she didn't want to go.
Her 29th birthday. Tell me.
Puff asked me should he surprise her on her birthday.
What did you say?
Girl, I was not about to tell him not to surprise her.
Did she use the word freak off with you?
Not like freak off, more like freak off.
Like a verb?
Yes.
Where did you go after the blind dragon?
875 Comstock, like 17-8. Puff said, "Y'all gonna get some tonight."
What did Ms. Ventura say?
That she didn't want to go, but he made her. They left the house. She was super high.
New Year's Eve, 2017, where were you?
Vegas, with Cassie and the staff, all on the same floor of the hotel.
Love being yourself. It seems like that the whole case is about Cassie. You know what I'm saying? Every day so far, we've been hearing things about Cassie and people coming to corroborate Cassie's story, you know, this, that, and the third. So I'm guessing that's why love being yourself. They trying to prove that he was bad to Cassie.
Puff's room was at the end of the hall.
What did Mr. Combs tell you?
That Cassie had been asleep for 24 hours. I had to take her up. I had to wake her up.
Did she wake up?
She woke up for me.
What did Mr. Combs say?
That he'd spent all this money so she had to. Then there was a low-budget producer.
How many of your meetings with prosecutors did you end early?
Probably all of them.
Did you stay in touch with Mr. Combs?
Yes.
What was your tone?
Loving.
Why?
I don't hate him. It's not in me.
No further questions.
How are you?
Blessed.
When he met with the government, you had an attorney present.
Yes.
The subpoena didn't mean you had to go to their office.
Right.
You hired a civil
This is the cross, y'all.
lawyer, Mr. Dunn, to represent you, considering litigation against Mr. Combs.
No.
Does this document show that?
It's their assumption. But no, I have counsel to protect me. I don't do federal court.
On March 10th, 2025, did you not tell Ms. Comey that you are considering a civil complaint against Mr. Combs?
No.
DX 1800, what is this?
Cassie in the video for the mixtape.
And 1801,
Cassie and Usher.
JB, what's
this
up?
is the 2016 Bad Boy reunion show.
Did you pick out that dress?
I don't remember.
You didn't start as a celebrity stylist. It was that Mr. Combs introduced you to Cassie, right?
I met her, Mrs. Fine.
So it's Mr. Combs who made you a celebrity stylist.
Sure, go ahead.
I am going ahead. As a celebrity stylist, you pick clothes, like for Mrs. Fine's wedding?
Yes.
Do you know Groovy Lou?
Yes.
As head of Bad Boy, it was in Mr. Combs' interest that his artist Cassie look good, right?
I suppose.
And Bad Boy paid for Cassie's studio time, right?
Yes.
Ms. Ventura can't go to the studio unless Mr. Combs pays. What is Young and Reckless?
A streetwear clothing brand. Cassie owned a part of it.
Mr. Combs had nothing to do with it?
He had to approve everything.
Wasn't Bana involved?
As stylist.
Who else were you styling for in 2016?
Cassie, Puff, Mace, and Lil Kim.
Major artists. And on the mixtape, you were executive producer but got no credit. Meek Mill was on the mixtape.
Oh, they done brought Meek Mill up, Lord have mercy. Pusha T, let's go.
Yes.
Pusha T.
Kim,
yes. Can I take a break?
At this moment, they took a break, then continued. Nice coat.
Thank you.
What size?
Not your size.
Right answer. Mr. Combs was the final decision-making?
No, some of them look terrible.
You are friends with Ms. Fine?
Yes.
When's the last time you spoke with Bana?
Yesterday.
Not about testimony, right?
Right. She saw it on the news.
When did you speak with Cassie?
Yesterday. I congratulated her on having the baby.
You saw her take drugs?
Cocaine, ecstasy, and MDMA.
Mushrooms and acid?
I'm not, privy to that.
Not to get into your business, you have used cocaine?
Yes.
You smoked pot before meeting prosecutors?
Hey, man, listen, y'all. The stylist is on it too, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He most definitely just confessed to being a snorter. You know, he get his nose dirty. And he was smoking green before talking to prosecutors. Lord have mercy, he's still on it.
Not to get into your business, you have used cocaine?
Yes.
You smoked pot before meeting prosecutors?
Yes, and Maureen cut it short.
You told her you were high?
That I was smoking.
Making a video costs hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Not necessarily.
Who was Mia?
Puff's assistant.
You and Mia jumped on Mr. Combs to protect Cassie from him, right?
And to protect him from doing something worse.
And D-Rock tried to protect you, and not protect Mr. Combs.
Yes.
And that was the end of court today. What do you think about the testimonies given today?
Yeah, so basically that was a rundown of everything that took place in court today, from the stylist to the police officer to the investigator, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, dope fiends, let's go. Like, everybody high. Yeah, everybody high. It ain't a sober person in Bad Boy. All of them was out of there, man, for real. Freaking links, let's go, AJ. Yeah, so that was a rundown on that. Now, another big deal was the fact that victim 3, they can't find. And victim 3 did not show up to court. A lot of y'all don't know who victim 3 is. Victim 3 is alleged to be the former wife of Diddy. She was married to Diddy for 5 years, man. You know what I'm saying? An Asian lady named Gina, man. I actually found where they gave a little breakdown on Gina. Check this out.
An indictment alleges there are 3 victims of his in this sort of sex trafficking lane and then we believe the jury would hear from them. Now we understand only 2 will be heard from. We've been reporting this, but now it's confirmed that victim 3 is not expected to testify. She's been identified as victim 3. 3 sources familiar with the case told CNN this is the woman who's been referred to as Gina throughout the trial. She's an ex-girlfriend of Combs. The defense's theory is that he was cheating on Cassie with Gina and possibly others, and that Cassie was blind with jealousy.
Let's go.
And most of her complaints about him related to the fact that he was with Gina, and she was very angry and yelling at him. In any event, what we believed was that Gina was going to take the stand. Now we think she's not, because the source is saying to CNN she just didn't want to do it, did not want to take the stand. But she was referenced in the indictment as part of the racketeering conspiracy count. It says that Combs and his associates wielded his power through his business empire to intimidate, threaten, and lure at least 3 female victims, 1, 2, and 3, under the pretense of a romantic relationship, and coerced them into engaging in commercial sex acts. Prosecutors allege some of these sex acts, known as freak-offs, involved male sex workers who were transported across city or state lines. Here is that woman. Now, there is a belief that they can still get some of this testimony. I don't know how, because you have a right to confront your accuser and to cross-examine. So I'm not sure if they can get this in or not. but I did read somewhere that the prosecution aims to get some of her allegations in there, even if she doesn't take the stand. Here she is. She gave an interview on a show called Unwind with Tasha K on June 14th of 2019. Let's play SOT 31 first.
He had caught me texting another man. We was in Miami. And
this is Gina right here, y'all. She actually went live with Tasha K before and basically told, I guess, what she might be willing to tell in court, y'all, about her experience dating Diddy. This is Gina right here, y'all, just so y'all know.
And it got really crazy that time. We was upstairs and he had like, we were in his closet and he like pushed me and I fell to the ground. And then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back and he stood over me and he started like punching me like this.
Black, you know I got that, the whole thing. I got the whole thing, bro.
This, like, he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face. And he did that, and then after he got done doing that, he like, cause he was standing, his legs were like in between me, so he like stomped on my stomach like really hard, and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was like pleading to him, like, can you stop?
The superseding indictment, the most recent.
Whoa, y'all, huh? You know what I'm saying? So to the ones that never seen Gina before, y'all, that was Gina. And just like I said, man, you know what I'm saying? If y'all, we most definitely can take a look at the full interview, you know, basically, or a little bit of the interview that she did with Tasha K, where she basically talked about, you know, her experience with Puff. Bam! Man, no, I'ma have it all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to hear from Gina? Should we hear from Gina and exactly what we could have possibly got from her had she took the stand in the Diddy trial, man? Y'all want to hear what she had to say? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all want to hear what she had to say. Or, matter of fact, this is what we'll do. We can most definitely, with the content, bro, you already know, man. Double tap that screen, most definitely get the likes up. We ain't even where we supposed to be on likes yet, man, and I be having everything. I'm just saying, though. But I tell y'all what. All right. So, she is most definitely an anticipated person, you know, when it came to this trial, just like y'all just seen from that snippet. You know, basically, she had a lot to say that she will not say, you know, because she's not going to show up, guys. You know what I'm saying? She is not, and I guess after I let y'all hear partially of what she has to say on this interview with Tasha K, shout out to her, we'll go to why Gene Deal feels like she didn't actually go testify in the Diddy trial, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Y'all continue to get those likes up. Most definitely double tap that screen. And hit that's how you hit the like button. Or you can click those 3 dots, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel if you new, man. All right, let's check out a little bit of what Gina had to say, guys.
Seen her before, all right?
Yes.
Okay, so welcome to the A.
Thank you for having me.
We got you all the way in from Las Vegas.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm so honored that you're sitting down with me. Now, before we get into everything, I want to say that Virginia has never, ever done an interview, okay? The other night after the video went up and it went viral, everyone was shocked, like, whoa, Diddy has a new girlfriend, has a new boo. You guys were like tongue kissing and there was some photos, and I know you got hella followers from that, because when Shade Room got it, it was over. Once they get it, it's over.
Yeah.
So, all right, so I want to start from the beginning, okay? Because we discussed a lot over the phone. Some very, very intimate details and things that just kind of made me go, wow, okay, about the specifics of you and Diddy's relationship.
All right, you know what I'm saying? So this is potentially witness number 3, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Victim number 3, who is refusing now to testify in court. You know what I'm saying? Gillian says do a poll. What I'm doing a poll on, Gillian? We here now. We here now. Let's go.
So I want to start from the beginning, okay?
Okay.
How long have you known Diddy?
I've known him for 5 years.
5 years. And
Yes.
do you mind like telling me what year did you meet him?
I met him February 2014. Well,
but I tell you what, y'all still slacking on my like button, man. Let's get the likes to 300, man. You know what I'm saying? If you in the building and have not hit that like button, man, and you've been in here a majority of the time, we got to get these likes up. We ain't even to 300 yet. We 445 people deep. We were 500 people deep while ago, and the likes ain't where they need to be, man. Y'all stop hating on the content. Get off that nonsense and hit the like button, man. What is we doing?
Technically, the very first time I met him was September.
Shout out to my boy 3000. Say continue the great work, brother. Already, you know I will. And he been a member of the Sidewalk for 7 months.
2013, because I was at a fight in Vegas, and I went to the Palms, and he was hosting there. So I kind of met him there, but he says he remembered it vaguely. And then like 5 months later, I ran into him again in Miami, February 14th, 2014. So that's when we like officially met, I guess.
And what was that encounter like? When you met him and like you remember him, but he didn't remember you. Of course, everybody remembers Diddy. It's like,
yeah.
Diddy.
Well, I think he saw me, and then he was like, this was at the Palms. He saw me, and he asked who was I with, and I pointed to the guy I was with, and he kind of left me alone after that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So nothing really.
If you just now entering the building, we are watching an interview with Tasha K and Gina, y'all. Potential victim number 3, witness number 3 in the Diddy trial that is not gonna testify. She won't testify for the court, but she told Tasha K everything she wanted to know.
They transpired during that meeting in Miami.
No.
Okay.
No. In Vegas.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was trying to holler in Vegas.
Yes.
Okay.
But then I told him I was with another man, so he kind of left me alone. But then I ran into him again February 2014.
Okay, and this was in Miami?
In Miami.
All right. And so what was that conversation like in Miami when you guys met up again for the second time and you weren't with a man?
I don't think when we met in Miami, I don't think he remembered me from Vegas.
Okay.
He doesn't remember that.
Okay.
Until I told him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did he say? It was like serendipity or something?
He said he remembers it vaguely, but not really. So, but I don't know. I was with a friend. I was visiting a friend in Miami. She had moved to Miami from Nebraska, and I was visiting her. And
we don't care how y'all met. Let's get to the good stuff.
So we went to his house at like 9 a.m, and when I first walked in, I'm very like a chill person.
I can tell.
And so like I could walk into a White House and still be chill, but like inside I'm like screaming, oh my God. But when I came to his house, obviously I was kind of like, you know, I don't know, guess like starstruck in a way.
Gina kind of looked like Panty. Speaking of Panty, where the hell Panty at? Panty, where you at?
Because I'm from Nebraska, so I'm not around none of this. So, but I'm chill though. And he came, so when I came, he was like, you not happy to see me?
Oh.
You at Diddy's house, that mean you made it.
The cockiness.
Yeah.
Okay, Diddy.
I was like, but yeah, that's.
And how old were you at the time?
I was 21.
21.
Or 22.
Okay. And you're how old now?
I'm 27.
Okay.
Maybe 22.
So a long time.
Yeah.
These dates are crossing over. We'll get into that in a second. Okay.
Let's get to
We're gonna get messy in a
part
second.
we want to hear.
So you're at the house, you meet.
We don't care.
So of course that is very, humiliating, especially when you love someone and he was with both of you guys at the same time.
Hold on.
Like the first 3-4 months, he was really nice, but then after that, he started being an asshole. So like I say, like the first 3.5 years, he was like mean to me.
So when you say mean, describe it.
He was abusive. He was like always belittling me and always like he was like mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me.
Diddy.
Says that he was physically and emotionally abusing her. She said that's what Diddy was doing.
Abusing me. He was like mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me.
Lord, have mercy. That's why they wanted that testimony.
It's not the first time we've heard that. There was an incident, of course, with Cassie, where reporters are saying that the police were called because they got into an altercation. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me some of the things that he would say to you.
He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that.
Black say he don't believe her. All right, so Gina said she was always getting compared to Cassie. Lord have mercy, man. Look, y'all, we need 30 more likes. Get the likes up. We almost at 300, y'all. Don't slack on the like button. Click those 3 dots. Hit that thumbs up, man. I know a lot of y'all ain't never seen this interview right now. This is victim 3, who won't testify for the court, but she gave Tasha K every piece of information she wanted to know.
I'm the bad one and she's a good one.
And he was with both of you guys at the same time.
Yeah. And at one point, like, I was breaking out really bad with acne, and he would be like, he said this a few times to me. He's like,
y'all think Gina participated in some freakouts? If she was with Diddy, she was most definitely in some. Let's talk about it.
Baby, why don't you go see a doctor or something? I don't date women with bumps on their face.
Oh.
Yeah, he would say that to me.
Take a drink.
She done start crying, y'all. Here come the tears.
Okay. I can tell this is bringing up a lot. We have some tissues. Thank you, Jasmine. Okay. So, of course, that is very, humiliating, especially when you love someone and they tell you that you're not good enough for them.
He would like call me names like, he would call me a hoe every single day.
A hoe?
Dang!
Yeah.
Why would he call you?
Diddy would call her the H word.
Like, in his mind,
Diddy was a savage. Lord have mercy, man. She said Diddy would call her the H word every single day.
And what do you think prompted him to call you a hoe?
Now that I think about it, I think...
Oh, okay, hold on.
The freak-offs.
Let's use some tissue. I don't want you messing up your makeup, okay? You look gorgeous, okay?
Thinking back now, I think he did it because he wanted me to feel low about myself, like, so that I stick around him, because like no one would I don't know, I just feel like he'd try to I was naive and young when I met him, so I feel like he tried to take advantage of that and manipulate me. It made me feel low about myself.
Now let's talk about the physical abuse, if you're okay.
All right.
Okay with that? Okay.
So here go the part where she gets to the nitty gritty, as far as physical abuse that Gina could have suffered at the hands of Diddy, allegedly. She definitely sound naive. Let's go, Lack.
So obviously you terminated baby 1 because you loved him. How long after you guys started dating is when did the physical abuse start?
The first time it ever happened, which was not even like that long into the relationship, because I met him in February, and then it was probably like the beginning of May, because we were at Meek Mill's birthday.
Okay.
There go Meek Mill now.
Party, and
Hey, we 8 likes away from 300, man. Get the likes up, y'all. Click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, most definitely subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't get to hitting that like button, I'm going to make it where only people that are subscribed to the channel are able to type. And once I turn that on, you're going to have to wait 5 minutes before you're able to type in the chat. So take advantage, y'all, and double tap that screen. Get those likes up. It's free. It's easy. All you got to do if you're on a mobile device is double tap that screen or click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up, man. You know what I'm saying? Or do like some of them did and exit stage left if you ain't supporting what's going on, what you're here for. I'm just saying.
We went, but while we were there, I was sitting here and then Puff and then Meek, but I was like covered with like a stand or something, like probably says like happy birthday Meek or something like that, but it's like a little stand that like was covering me because there was like a lot of cameras and stuff there. So it was like me, Puff, and Meek. Puff had like leaned forward to like talk to somebody, say hi or whatever, and so I turned over to Meek and I said happy birthday. He put his hand out and he was like thank you, so I reached his hand and shook it. And as I shook Meek's hand, he turned around and saw it, and he got so...
Dang, AJ said that Gina could have allegedly been a party favor, Lord.
Mad.
Wow.
And then we probably like stayed like 20 minutes after that happened, and then when we got in the car, he like grabbed my hair. We were in
so at this point, we may be hearing something that the jury don't even get to hear. But at the same time, the prosecution said they will be able to use her statements that she made. Basically, even if she don't show up to court, they will use Gina's recorded testimonies as they'll play them in court, even if she's not physically there.
One of those Escalade trucks. So I was sitting on this side, he was on the other side, and he like grabbed my hair and like cussed me out for doing that. He was like, why the fuck can I cuss?
Yeah.
Hey, don't you be cussing.
You shaking his hand for like just
so it was just like a jealous rage.
Yeah, I was like, I was just saying happy birthday, nothing else. I think he thought I was trying to be sneaky behind his back. Because I like reached over when he like leaned forward to talk to somebody else. So he thought I was trying to be sneaky.
And you were how old at this time?
Man, Diddy was tripping, man. He putting his hands on all these women. Boy, what's wrong with you, Diddy? That's why they trying to get him right now.
I was 22, probably.
Wow. Okay.
And then he did this. So King Los was sitting in the back.
Okay.
And then when we got to the hotel, it got even worse. And he took one of my heels and tried to throw it at me, and then he like mushed my face and like really hard and made my nose bleed.
God, dog, Diddy.
The only person that every time we get into like fights like that, the only person that ever helped me was D-Rock. Everyone else just kind of
Now we heard D-Rock name a bunch of times. Gina says D-Rock helped her out. But when it comes to people like Cassie and the other people, they say that D-Rock was on Diddy's side, basically not helping nobody. But Gina says that D-Rock helped her out.
Allowed it to happen and just like looked the other way.
So most of his entourage were, I guess, enablers.
Like his staff.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
And they wouldn't say anything. They would just watch him.
Not watch it, but kind of just walk away and just leave us alone, and not really step in to stop.
Wow. Now, what made you stay? Because obviously there's baby number 2, and then there's...
That's a big question. Y'all see Tasha K hit her with that pressure point. Okay, if all of that is going on, what made you stay? That's the same thing they be at. That's what people ask about Cassie.
More beatings, according to you, that happened after that, because that was just the first time. What made you stay?
Because I just thought, that he was only being like that because he loved me.
Lord, she says she thought that he was being like that out of love, man. Love ain't supposed to hurt. What's going on? Gina says that she stayed not for money, not for fame, not for fortune, but because she felt like Diddy loved her, and that's why he was doing what he was doing. I seen a lot of y'all in the comment section dropping money symbols, you know what I'm saying, money signs, money bags. They say, hey, she took too long to answer the question. She stayed because of the money, in their opinion, allegedly. But let's continue.
Get your tissue. I don't want you messing up your makeup, okay? I'm sure you've shed enough tears about this, so.
Cause
so sad. Prayers for her, man.
I grew up watching my mom get beat by my dad, so that's all I knew. So I just thought it was normal, and I thought it just mean he loved me.
Do you know most domestic abuse victims don't talk about their abuse? They're ashamed of it. They feel like as if they've done something to deserve it.
Yeah, I felt that.
Boss lady say no. She was dingy.
Let's talk about baby 2. When did baby 2 come?
Last
baby 2. All right, so she has been pregnant. She was pregnant twice by Diddy. Let's go.
Yeah, last year in August.
So, talk about that conversation. You're pregnant, you tell him. And this is obviously after 6 years of you guys being together.
And mind you, it wasn't my fault that I got pregnant. I told him, because I have like this period app and it tells me when I'm ovulating and stuff. So I told him that I'm ovulating, so don't do it. But he just did it anyway. And then I got pregnant, and he like, okay, just get an abortion, like no hesitation.
This is for educational purposes.
It was harder for me because I had been with him for so long, and I was like really in love with him, and part of me wanted to keep it, but he didn't want it. So
Lord have mercy, Jesus, man, this woman went through some things.
We had agreed to get it, but I only agreed to it because he told me to. And then we went to Turks and Caicos like a couple days later.
Miss D said she was probably impregnated by one of the ex-workers at one of them freak-offs. Let's talk about it.
And during that time, he was like giving me drinks, like alcohol, like giving me drinks to drink, and I was just like, I'm not comfortable. He was like, you're gonna get an abortion anyways.
This is for educational purposes only.
And, but he was like kind of being distant towards me during the whole trip. And when we came back, he had like, when we came back on Sunday, because we were there for a whole week,
So for the people that's just now coming in, we're listening to an interview that Gina gave to Tasha K, y'all, where she described everything that she went through at the hands of Diddy, y'all. Like I said, she gave Tasha all the information she could ask for, and she won't get a court's nothing because she is not testifying in the Diddy trial, even though she had been called up to be a witness, y'all. Matter of fact, she was one of the 2-star witnesses. Cassie being one and her being the other, but she chose not to show up to court.
We were gonna do it that next day, Monday. So when we came back from Turks on Sunday, he had like left me to go meet up with Cassie. So he kind of just left me there.
Said he had left her. She said that Diddy left her to go meet up with Cassie. Hey, like, you know what I'm saying? Diddy was most definitely getting around, man.
For like half the day. And I was like, how are you gonna leave me when you want me to do this thing tomorrow? And he was just like obviously making excuses why he had to go.
And this was just last year.
So because he left on Sunday, I was like, I'm not doing this tomorrow. Like, I need some time to think. And so I told him that. I was like, I need time to think about it some more. Like, I'm not comfortable. And he was like, well, then you can get out my house. Like, you're just being mean to me.
Told her to get out, y'all.
I did this and this and this for you, and now you're not gonna. You told me you was gonna do it, and now you're not doing it anymore. Like, you could get out my house.
Wow, that's a lot to go through. I just couldn't imagine being forced to get rid of a child.
That's crazy, man.
If I'm under the impression that I made this child out of love,
and not only that, when I had the second abortion,
Lord, this is for educational purposes only.
I had to go home
Hey, y'all, don't let them stop. Double tap that screen and click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. If you new, make sure you subscribing to the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me have to check the subscriber count. I lock it down. You have to be a subscriber to type.
I had to go home 2 days later because he had to go on a trip to Burning Man.
To Burning Man?
To Burning Man, which is in Nevada. It's like a festival in the desert.
Okay.
So I had to go through that, and then he went to Burning Man, and he just left me fucked up. He didn't
Dang.
Because you don't have service in Burning Man because it's just a desert. So I couldn't get a hold of him, or he can't, or his texts weren't coming through. But I was just at home by myself, just fucked up in my head, and he didn't even care.
Let me ask y'all, are y'all believing, what she's putting down, guys? You know what I'm saying? Man, they say no tears doing, you saying she fake crying down there? You know what I'm saying? This is Gina, the witness from the Diddy trial that chose not to testify. So far, we hearing basically what they would have heard in court. Do y'all believe what she is saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me know down there. I'm reading comments. Everyone, she ain't even crying, they say. He was putting babies in her. Okay, all right. Jared says, nope. She didn't have to have, okay. Y'all slow down with the A word, man. Just say get rid of it. She didn't have to get rid of the baby. Diddy lost his mind and he put his hands on her. He stomped on her stomach. Lord, have mercy. Samantha say she believe her 100%. But J-Rod said it's straight cap. You know what I'm saying? JD put the violin and money bags in the chat. Big Lack say, man, I don't believe her. Boss Lady say, I most definitely believe everything she just said. All right. Jessica Blue say, I don't believe her at all. AJ says she's been allegedly crying for the past 20 minutes, but not one tear in sight. Let's go. Samantha say, yeah, 100%. BK girl say, it's fake. Them crocodile tears. Century say, no, she lying. Gemini 46 says, she just don't sound convincing. Calico say, cry, drop a tear. Prophet says, Asian said, toss, okay, whatever you said. Let's get a poll going. All right, let's see. Hold on, let me put it in the chat. Let me type up this poll. All right, let's go. Let's see. I'm putting it in the chat. All right, there you go. Here go the poll. All right, I put the poll in the chat. It says, Do you believe Gina's story? Make sure you vote on the poll, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a yes or no answer. Feel free to vote on the poll. Are y'all buying what she putting down? Let's go.
Like, if it was me, I mean, it was like if he had to do something like something traumatic like that for me, like I wouldn't just leave him and go on a trip.
Anything could have happened to you and you couldn't get in contact with him.
All right, so Miss Mary says, why wouldn't y'all believe her? You think he beat Cassie, but not her? Of course she's telling the truth. All right, bet. Let's go.
Yeah, I did that and then he goes and leave me.
Besides the first time where you said, can you name a few more instances?
The other time was he had caught me texting another man. We was in Miami, and it got really crazy that time. We was upstairs and he had like, we were in his closet and he like pushed me and I fell to the ground and then he like stood over me.
Hey, look.
So I was like,
it's over 480 people in the building, man. Make sure y'all voting on that poll. You know what I'm saying? That's in the chat. And then where I asked, do you believe Gina's story, man? Do you believe it? You know what I'm saying? Chat say the yeses must be winning right now because Big Lack say the chat, the poll is AI.
on my back and he stood over me and he started like punching me like this, like. He avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face. And he did that, and then after he got done doing that, he like, cause he was standing, his legs were like in between me, so he stomped on my stomach like really hard, and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was like pleading to him, like, can you stop? I can't breathe. And he like stopped for a little bit. He like grabbed my hair from the back and like was like punching the back of my head, cause he was just avoiding my face when he was like hitting me.
Wow.
The next big fight we got into was, I can't remember if it was like in November or beginning of December of last year. At that point, I was like fighting back because I just had enough of his shit. And
Gina said she got her Tina turn on. She started fighting back. Let's go.
Kept like pushing my buttons, and I was just like trying to like calm the situation down before it got worse. And he just kept pushing me. And then so I left his bedroom and I went down to like the meditation room. It's kind of like a guest house, like it's like.
So the question is, if you got a story like Gina's, why wouldn't you show up to testify to put the man in jail that basically caused you all this trauma, Gina? Why, dang, Gina, why you ain't in the courtroom?
Separate from his house, and he followed me there. And he like continued talking shit to me, and I just got to the point where I was just so angry that I like took a bottle.
Shout out to Gillian for that 5, y'all. You know what I'm saying? She says, is there any females that is there any female the chat believe? Let's go. She basically asking, do y'all believe any of these people? What's going on? She say y'all ain't believing nobody.
On the ground, and he was like, you bitch, you did that at my house with my kids here. Bitch, my kids is here. And then I ran out the meditation room, meditation room.
Okay.
And he chased after me. He he pushed me to the ground outside, and he took my hair and like was dragging me across like the grass in my hair with my hair, and then after that like a couple hours later, like it was the weekend, so we had people coming over, and he just like acted like
Apex says, I believe that he most definitely, I believe she got abused, but I also believe she stayed for the money. I bet.
nothing happened. So, I mean, but that's all the time. Like every time.
No, when you say acting like nothing happened, like what were his mannerisms?
Like he was just dancing and like laughing and talking to me like we just didn't just get into a physical fight.
When was the last time he put hands on you? When was the last time?
It was like in November, December of last year.
Of 2018?
Yeah. That was the last time.
So of 2018. So she gave this testimony in 2019 because she said last year. Okay, let's go.
And tell me about that incident.
That was the meditation room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot. Let's talk about the other girls. One in particular, Cassie, because he was very public with Cassie.
Whoop, Cassie!
And according to you guys, you actually met him when he was with
Which probably is what got her called into the courtroom, y'all. I bet you she says that she witnessed Cassie get abused as well.
Cassie.
Yeah.
So could you explain to me how this came to be and what made you stay even though he was with Cassie? What was he telling you?
When I first met Puff, I did not find him I didn't like him like that.
Okay.
But eventually, like, he grew on me because after I met him in my...
So, wow. So we find out that he was dealing with Gina and Cassie both at the same time because she said even though he was with Cassie, Gina still stayed, guys. What would make... Now, he abusing you. He done got a whole nother woman and she still stayed. Let's go.
He invited me to All-Star, which was, like, the week after, like, Valentine's Day, around Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So I went to All-Star.
Talking to the mic.
Oh, so sorry.
No, you're good.
So I went to All-Star, and then after that, like, we just kept hanging out. And
Katie Young says that money made him look a whole lot more attractive, huh, girl? Let's go. That's from the women. The women even starting to say she stayed for that money. Lack called her a gold digger, Lord.
And after only a month, he told me he loved me. And I was like, no, you
Nurse
don't.
P, the money grew on him.
I
Let's
thought
go.
that I would, if anything, I thought I would be the first one to feel like that.
BK girls say they doing it for the money.
After that, I was like, maybe he does love me. So he like grew on me more and more, and he like would do all these nice things for me, and that is what kept me around.
Okay, and you knew about Cassie?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did Cassie know about you? Is the question.
She did. She knew about me like 4 months into the relationship.
Oh, wow. They knew about each other. Her and Cassie knew about each other, and they still stuck with Diddy.
Okay. And how did you find out about...
Remember, they said that Cassie, once brought up she said that in her testimony, that she was doing freak-offs and all these other things because she didn't want Diddy to do those things with another woman because she had potentially been talking about Gina, since Gina was in a relationship at the same time that Cassie was in a relationship with Diddy, and she knew that basically whatever she wouldn't do, he would just get Gina to do. Let's talk about it.
Cassie knowing about you?
Because she reached out to me.
Oh, she did?
Mm-hmm.
What did she say?
On
Instagram or just
no text?
Okay.
Basically, She just said to just leave him alone.
Okay.
But she reached out to me like a few times after that, and she was never like nasty to me. She didn't call me names or nothing. She was always nice. I don't know if it was fake or not, but she was always nice.
Okay. And so what was your response?
She told me, like, the last time I spoke to her, which was like a couple years ago, she told me, she was like, she called me at like 4 a.m. and was like, hey, I just had a dream and I just...
Man, they had each other phone numbers, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, good point, Lag say, but how she get your phone number, though? Hey, I guess they exchanged numbers. They was cool.
I wanted to call you and tell you that I don't hate you. I don't have bad blood towards you or anything like that.
Let's talk about the women. Because obviously, like... All
right, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to talk about the women right now, man. That was a little bit of Gina's testimony as far as, you know, hold on, what she endured. Let me get this right real quick. What she endured at the hands of Diddy, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We basically got a little bit of testimony that we probably wouldn't have got. Let me line this back up like it go, y'all. I'm over here tripping. Hold up. Let me get it back right. But yeah, that was a little bit of Gina's testimony. Woo, it's all kind of crooked over here. Hold up. All right, so that was a little bit of Gina, the missing victim that was supposed to testify in the Diddy trial. That was a little bit of her testimony. Basically, we didn't get it in court, but we got it from Tasha K, y'all. And she said some pretty interesting things about basically sending kids on vacation for Diddy, the abuse she suffered at the hands of Diddy, you know, and dealing with other women in Diddy. If we got tomorrow, we might revisit this and finish it, but we're gonna stop that for right there, you know what I'm saying, because we running short on time, guys. All right, so basically now y'all know who Gina is, you know what I'm saying, and she didn't testify in the trial even though she was supposed to. Gene Deal, you know, has a theory of why Gina didn't testify. Let's see what he had to say about it. This Gene Deal, y'all, on why Gina didn't show up to court. Let's go.
All right, never looked at it that way. That's a good way to look at it, man. And congrats to with the high school this week. At it that way. Right. Never looked at it that way. That's a good way to look at it, man. And congrats to Puffy daughters too. They graduated high school this week, so you know, congrats to them, man, with everything they going through.
Shout out to his daughters. You better hope nobody catch them and do them the way he did somebody else's daughters. And trust to believe there's guys out here that will do that just because they didn't.
All right, so I asked, do y'all believe Gina's testimony? 57% said yes, and 42% said no. So the yeses won. They believe what Gina had to say.
These daughters. That's how evil, that's how nasty our world could be.
Let me ask you this, right? When it comes to Puffy kids, do you think in the back of their mind they wondering if their dad had anything to do with their mom death, Kim Porter?
Lord have mercy, man. The dialogue is asking Gene Deal all the right questions, man. He just asked him, do he think that Puffy's kids may think, do he think that Puffy kids think that Puff has something to do with the demise of their mother? He's talking about Kim Porter. Let's see the answer.
Well, I think that none of them probably witnessed Puff ever putting their hands on Kim, because Kim, I think, got to the point where she saw and found her power. I believe Kim found her power, whereas that if Diddy would have put his hands on her after she slit his wrist, she knew he was pussy. This all I had to do So after she slit his wrist, I believe Kim found her power. Now, Diddy used to rough her up with the pillow fight and everything like that, But I don't think I've never seen him physically put his hands on her. But maybe some of the other bodyguards after me did. But I believe Kim found her power. I don't know if Roger Barnes testified that he saw her put his hand on Kim. But nonetheless, I can't speak for those kids, but with all the information and all the stuff that came out, I would think, and no kids want to think bad about their father, you know, especially somebody who has made it so grandeur in their life that everything is to the 5th, to the 10th power. They don't want to think bad about their father. But there's a possibility.
Y'all make sure y'all double tapping that screen, getting the likes up, man. We should be at 400 by now, man. Double tap that screen, get the likes up. Y'all being light on the likes tonight, man. We got Gene Deal giving us perspective of why he thinks Gina didn't show up and whether or not Puffy's kids may think that Diddy had something to do with the demise of Kim Porter.
That Quincy may believe, but those are his sisters. And those are his brothers. He may not let them know or want them to have that feeling.
I'm hearing that a makeup artist, they testified against Diddy. You know anything about that?
Well, her
the makeup artist is the lady I showed y'all yesterday.
Were that she was with Cassie and Diddy, you know, on a couple of videos. She did a lot of different videos for Kodak Black and Future that Cassie was on, and she did them. She even did stuff for Rihanna. So the lady was she was a renowned makeup artist. She wasn't no bootleg makeup artist with somebody that Cassie found or whatever like that. And she had been knowing Cassie, and she's the one who brought up that she'd been knowing Cassie since she was 16 years old, and Diddy had her eyes on him. You know, it was speculation like that. You understand? Because Cassie was in the modeling thing. I didn't even know Cassie was in the modeling thing at first. She was in New York modeling with the word girl Karen that Puff hit in the head with the hanger and choked her. You understand? She was modeling with her. So that's how I came into the assumption that, you know, okay, Puff has been watching this kid ever since she was 16 years old, whatever like that. So now, she was there when Cassie got her eye bruised up and Diddy beat up pretty bad. And she was the one who called the lawyer, called the doctor, and called one other of her friends and stuff like that. You know, Cassie wouldn't let her call the police. She was going to call the police. You understand? So then she was the one who snuck Cassie out of her house, out of the apartment and everything like that, and took her to her house. And she stayed at her house for a couple of weeks or whatever like that until they got money up or something like that and they went someplace else so Diddy wouldn't find them. You know, her testimony was pretty good, and she was the one that they were trying to say, well, you didn't see it. She was saying that you didn't see him beat him or nothing like that. If somebody go in a room with somebody and he leaves in a hurry, you go right in the room and she got her lip busted. She busted her lip, blacked her eye, and she had knots all over her head. And she's like, what the? Yo.
Lord have mercy, man. Diddy was vicious, man. Lord have mercy.
That's just as crazy, man. For dude just to do that little girl like that, bro. And the lady was testifying to that. It was almost like Cassie mama testifying when she took the pictures of the bruises that Cassie had all over her body.
Ain't nobody call the police though. You supposed to call the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security, all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Call the president, call your state representative. You know what I'm saying? Call somebody you feel like he ain't got connections with and get him locked up. Why none of these people ain't called the laws?
It's just certain that you just don't do to people, man. So she testified that to the abuse, but also testified that the people who was involved, who came to always to clear his from the company. He uses employees to cover up his wrongdoings. KK, D-Rock, George. So that's what she testified to. And she did a great job.
Yeah, that's sad, man. Like, if he did all that, man, that's heartbreaking, man.
Bruh, it's more to come, bruh. Because what the prosecution, the defense trying to do, the defense is trying to, you still got Gina, and the prosecution of the...
Y'all heard him just bring up Gina. I just showed y'all who Gina is. Listen to what he says about why Gina didn't testify in court today.
Defense was trying to tell the prosecution, well, she's not a witness, she's not a witness. They want the prosecution to hurry up to bring Gina in so Gina could paint the picture that like everything was consenting because she's been paid off.
And this is the one that disappeared, right?
Oh, wow. They want to bring Gina in so he said that Gina has been paid off, guys.
Yeah, this is the one that she's been paid off.
And this,
like everything was consenting because she's been paid off. That like everything was consenting because she's been paid off.
And this is the one that disappeared, right?
Yeah, this is the one who disappeared. This is the one who they could get her. There's nowhere she can go that the federal government, if they want you, that you can't be got. You understand what I'm saying? If the federal government wants you that bad, you'll be gotten, bro. It's too much technology, photo imaging. There's nowhere she could go. She Asian, you know what I'm saying, half Asian or whatever like that. She might like Chinese food, rice or whatever like that. She got to go somewhere to get something to eat. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. So now she come and she testified in behalf of Diddy. They want the prosecution to bring her in. They know she's a hostile witness.
Dang.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be here, this, that, and other. She made a post, I'd rather be in Chanel and all this other shit like that. That's the girl who took off the payment. She took the $2 million payment from Diddy and them when she got on Tasha K. I think Diddy may have gave her $2 million.
Whoop, talking about the interview I just showed y'all with Tasha K, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Continue to double tap the screen and get the likes up. We should be at 400 by now. What are we doing?
Or something like that. Got her in school, gave an apartment out in LA, still was messing with him. Oh, man.
JD say, hey, he said $2 million. Say Gina took a $2 million payment from Puff.
Brainwashed. But she did talk to the federal government. They do have emails and everything from her and her lawyer. So she had to be somewhat involved in that. You understand? It's a lot of stuff. They said they got 6 more weeks of testimony. So they're going to start bringing it in, and they're going to keep tying this RICO. They're going to keep tying this racketeering because they are now ready to take down Combs Global. Tie that to Bad Boy and show whereas that he's using this money and using his funds to do criminal business, then that means they're going to take that down too.
And Gene knows so much, man. I'm still asking, why come they didn't get him to testify? It just blow my mind.
How you feel
Let's
about
go,
the people
Ball,
that's
and
part of
same
Kid
thing
Cudi
I
deceased?
said.
That's what's wrong with our people today. Cassie could get brutalized. Gina could get beat. Kid Cudi could get his car blown up. But all you gotta say is, we gotta take that. You gotta take that stuff, and you a snitch. Grow the fuck up. That's what I got to say. Grow up.
Whoa, Gene Deal says, grow up, guys. Grow up. That's what Gene Deal say, man. You need to grow up, right? So I hear we steady asking, well, why they didn't get him to testify, y'all? It's crazy, right? Hold on. I seen something, well, somebody actually sent me something a little bit earlier that concerning Gene Deal. Hold up. Let me see where it's at. Hold up. Because I know I got it here. Let's go over here. Listen to what this man said that a person that he interviewed basically told him about Gene Deal. Check this out.
It is on my platform interviewing me, asking me about what's going on. Look, that is Bentley and that's him. This man I just interviewed, this man just told me Gene Deal helped Puffy lace him and two minors at the Intercontinental Hotel in Atlanta, Georgia.
What?
So real niggas got questions, Gene.
That's right.
What are you talking about? It is on my platform interviewing me, asking me about what's going on. Look, that is Bentley and that's him. This man I just interviewed, this man just told me Gene Deal helped Puffy lace him and two minors at the Intercontinental Hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. So real niggas got questions, Gene. That's right. Like, what are you talking about? Let's get everybody come out.
What's going on, y'all?
Me, asking me.
So this guy right here, hold up.
About what's going on, look.
So this guy right here is standing next to Puff. Whoever this guy is, the Golden, what's his name? What's this dude name right here? Y'all just typed it in the chat. The black dude that's doing the speaking. What's his name again? Donut. You know what I'm saying? However you say it. He's alleging that this guy right here, you know what I'm saying, that's standing next to Puff in this picture, basically told him that Gene Deal helped Puffy, I guess, lace him his drink or something, and also some little people drinks, you know, like in Miami or something like that. What in the entire world is going on?
That is Bentley and that's him.
There go the dude and Farnsworth Bentley. Where is Bentley? Bentley ain't, man. Bentley is staying far away from this, man. But yeah, man, that's what he said about Dean, man. Gene. Maybe that's why they ain't got him testifying.
This man I just interviewed, this man just told me Gene Deal helped Puffy lace him and two minors at the Intercontinental Hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. So real niggas got questions, Gene. That's right.
Wow. Yeah. Maybe that's why. I don't know, man. Somebody sent it to me and said, Mahel, look at this. So I presented it to y'all. I don't know what Gene got going on. Gene, I don't know. You know, but I most definitely keep it fair. I see something. I let y'all know what it is. It could be true. It could be not true. I don't have any clue. I'm going to say allegedly on all of that because I don't know, y'all. But that's crazy, man. The whole case is a bloody mess. Let's go. He's trolling because the guy in the photo said he never spoke to Donut, whatever his name is. All right, bet. So thank y'all for letting me know the other part. That they interviewed the white guy. The white guy said he never even told the dude that this dude right here is basically clout chasing, trolling, whatever you want to call it. All right. So, which brings me to this next situation, y'all. And y'all know, you know, let me turn this down. I should have already did that, but let me do it now. So, y'all know that it's another person out there that's been covering this case. You know, her name is Nancy Grace, y'all. Y'all know the Punisher has been running around doing interviews like it ain't no tomorrow. Well, guess what? He popped up on Nancy. And she gave the Punisher the business, y'all. Let's go over here to Nancy's and see how her interview with the Punisher went. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear how Nancy most definitely broke him down to his knees in so many words, man. Let's go, Nancy. We over here at Nancy Grace's, man. We talking about the Diddy case. You know, the people that's testifying. This guy right here is he writing books talking about frozen freezer meat. You know, he had a surgery to increase his manhood, all that good stuff, because it didn't work no more. Lord have mercy. And Nancy didn't let him live it down. Shout out to my girl Nancy. She most definitely ain't gonna play with him. Check this out.
Mr. Hayes, thank you for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Mr. Hayes, when did you first learn that your former client, Sean Combs, had been indicted in a multi-count federal indictment for sex trafficking?
Yeah, I was contacted probably about 3 or 4 months prior to the charges.
Right, so for y'all that don't know, this guy right here, he most definitely testified in the Diddy trial. He calls himself the Punisher. He's a male escort, you know, and he most definitely hooked up with Diddy and Cassie in one of those freak-offs in that hotel room, man. We need 30 more likes, man. What is we doing? Here, man, I tell you what. I got something for the people that don't want to hit the like button. Hold on real quick. I got something for you. Let me get over here real quick. I got something for all the people that don't want to hit that like button. Tell me how you like this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all for being in attendance, but y'all most definitely ain't getting down with the get down. I ain't went nowhere. I'm still here, but I'm most definitely finna take care of this business, man, because I'm tired of keep on repeating myself saying hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Don't worry about it. You ain't gonna have to worry about it here in a couple of seconds. Just give me a couple of seconds, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We finna get it right. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm not playing. Hold up. Hold on, y'all. Just give me a couple seconds. I'm doing something real quick. I'm handling some business. All right. So let's get this business all the way handled. You know what I'm saying? I just handled that business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I just handled that business. Let's take care of it. All right. So let me get back over here to where I was at. You know, and we most definitely will go from there, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, you have to be subscribed to the channel for at least 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? In order to type in my chat, since y'all got my likes so low. When y'all get the likes up, I'll most definitely open the box back up. But until then, you got to be subscribed to the channel for at least 5 minutes to even type, man. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
It's actually coming about. Believe it or not, I had a lighthearted conversation initially with the federal investigators that
I find that very hard to believe. The feds had a lighthearted conversation. What do you mean by that?
Well, I was told that I was one of hundreds of people that were being interviewed. They were just doing their due diligence, and you know, it was a brief. They just wanted a brief summary of what my interactions was. Me personally, I never thought my involvement was significant. So I kind of just said, hey guys, I don't really have much for you. I was in state. I understood trafficking had to be an out of state scenario. And I also told them that I didn't see.
Shout out to all the people that subscribe. Feel free to type away, you know what I'm saying? But for the people that didn't subscribe but hit that like button, man, you got to get the likes up. If you want to be able to type in the chat without being subscribed to the channel, you now have to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? In order to be able to type, because people can't do a simple task like click 3 dots and hit a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Or double tap your mobile device. I make it easy for you. We won't even have to worry about you. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Either double tap the screen, get the likes up, or forever remain in the bushes. Thank y'all for coming through to the ones that came. Shout out to all the ones that subscribed before I had to take drastic measures.
Any aggression, any physical abuse, anything to that degree. So I was kind of unaware of my involvement. So the conversation was brief, about 20 minutes at my apartment, and I never even thought I would hear from anybody again.
Well, I've got a question. If everything was normal and your job with Sean Combs, your sex job with him was just like every other job, then why did you lose your and couldn't perform?
Well, like every other job is out of context.
Did y'all miss that? Listen to what Nancy just asked him. Why couldn't he activate and be able to perform? Let's go.
With Sean Combs, your sex job with him was just like every other job, then why did you lose your and couldn't perform?
Well, like every other job is out of context. I was a male stripper, so sex work wasn't something that I did for a living. So it was completely out of my zone to be in a scenario with a woman who at the time I thought it was her husband, being in a room, being a part of a sexual activity, especially in the scenario that I described. He had on a burqa, a veil over his face.
Okay, I want to see his face, please. Whoa.
I want to see his face.
Do you prefer to be called Sheree, Mr. Hayes, or the Punisher?
Believe it or not, I'm called all three on a daily basis, so I'm fine with either one.
I'm going to go with Mr. Hayes. Mr. Hayes,
that works.
Could you repeat what you just said about the burqa? And I'm going to get back to your lack of in a moment. I'm not letting that go. I got to nail that down because you say, oh, it was just business as usual. But I bet you don't lose your every time you perform, right? Is that like a hazard of the job? But first, back to the burqa.
I told y'all Nancy wasn't going to play with it, man. Nancy was going to put it on Front Street. Let's go.
Yeah, so it's obviously seeing an adult male in a burqa is not something that is normal. It was surprising when he first came out. Remember, I have no idea who they are at this point. And when it's framed to me, Miss Ventura told me we're going to set the scene, we're going to do oil, and my husband's eventually going to walk out. And so when he comes out,
what do you mean by that? We're going to do oil.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're remember my
whatever Nancy paid him for this interview, she made him work for it. Let's go, Nancy.
Testimony, but the way
I've never been to a freak off.
No, not a freak off. My testimony. And my testimony.
Okay, what does it mean to do oil?
It's like a mutual massage. The freak off started off the same way where we did a mutual individual massage. We put oil on ourselves and then oil on each other, which led to sexual activity.
Okay, so you did oil. Can we get back to the burqa? Because a traditional burqa involves a conservative Muslim female being covered in a dark material from head to wrist to toe. But isn't it true Mr. Combs only wore a burqa from the neck up, from the neck down? He was butt naked.
That is correct. That is the situation I found myself in. It was very odd. It made it difficult to concentrate and to focus. So I'm sure you can see how that leads to
I guess so.
Malfunction. Definitely a
malfunction. Okay, I'm totally stealing that. Okay, malfunction. Okay, so back to the burqa. So at that time, you had no idea it was Combs sitting over there with a burqa from here up, right?
No idea. I thought it was just this beautiful woman's husband, that they were into some sort of fetish, and I was not expecting them to walk out in that attire. Not at all.
What was Burqa Man doing during that session?
All right, so in case y'all missed it, she's basically talking about the face wrap that Diddy would have over his face. Now, Muslim women wear this to cover their whole body. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wear it with you can't see nothing. She's saying that Diddy only had on the face wrap and was butt naked the rest of the way. So that's what Nancy is clowning him about, being in the room while Diddy, basically in there butt naked. Let's go.
Well, he was set up in a table across the room where he would pace back and forth to kind of get an angle
man. Let's
of
go.
how
Repeat. What? I'm making a note here. What did you just say about an angle?
He was positioned across the room, and he would kind of pace back and forth to look at us on the couches from different angles. And based on those angles, he would give
You know why that's important,
instructions.
Mr. Hayes? That's important because that echoes. I've been very lighthearted.
Nancy off the chain, man.
You know, I'm a crime victim. And many of the crime victims in this case have stated that they would be drugged in their drinks or some other way, and they would wake up the next morning and they would be hurting.
Wow.
And then they would be shown a video of the freak-off and threatened that if they ever went public about it, that video would be released. Now, we've also heard reports that Combs would go to different angles to get the best angle, positioning the woman's limbs to get the best angle for the... Now what you're saying echoes that. And I bet you had no idea that other women have said that. And now you, Mr. Hayes, aka the Punisher, you are corroborating what these other witnesses and or victims are saying. That's,
man, this Nancy off the chain,
that's very critical in my mind. Because you may know this, a lot of times defense attorneys like Greg Morse, they make a very, very good living out of discrediting sex attack victims. But a way to bolster a sex attack victim's testimony is through testimony like what you just said. Because see, when we take a home video, my husband David, he doesn't go from angle to angle trying to get the best angle.
Let's go, Nancy. Nancy say she got some freak off tapes at her crib. You know what I'm saying? Not freak offs like that, but she say her husband, her man, be in there record them too. Nancy, y'all better not divorce. You might have a Nancy Grace freak off tape out here floating. Let's go. Let's hear Nancy again. Nancy say she get down with the get down. Let's go, Nancy.
Like what you just said. Because see, when we take a home video, my husband David, he doesn't go from angle to angle trying to get the best angle. I mean, I'm like if you'll turn the phone on correctly. So that's very interesting that mirrors behavior other victims have said. Now, let me get back to, the burqa. So you're in there, and during that session, let me put it euphemistically, Sean Combs is going from angle to angle trying to get the best angle. What else, if anything, did he do?
He's also himself. He's holding a bottle of Astroglide. And he's giving, again, subtle instructions to Miss Ventura in terms of moving candles. Like mostly based on the lighting, the candles in the room, and the position of her body and mind.
Hey, listen. Nancy trying to make him break down every detail. Nancy want to know it all, man. She like what? What do you mean y'all did the all? What? You did all? How did you do the all? Did you do the all fast? Did you do it slow? How do you do all? We don't know. Let's go, Nancy. Nancy is gonna make him tell it all. What's up, Brenda?
Into our touching each other.
Hey, Miss Paulette.
The oil play.
Mr. Hayes, thank you for being with us. You know what? If you could you be specific?
Be specific.
You stated that Sean Combs directed Cassie Ventura to move her body. Those were your words. What exactly did he ask her to do?
In this occasion, it was nothing overtly sexual. It was all based on angles to see, lighting, and just a massage. Like, my testimony is about the first interaction. There was no actual sex in terms of oral or penetration.
What's up, Shiva?
Just kind of like a mutual massage. And it wrapped up at that.
Okay, so you got paid a lot of money to give somebody a massage.
There's nothing wrong with being new. Jinga 321. Shout out to you. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourself while you're here, most definitely. I'm glad you enjoying the show.
Did you ever actually have sex, or as you said, penetration of Cassie Ventura?
Yes, in a later circumstance.
Did Sean Combs direct her regarding any movement of her limbs, as you first said?
Listen, hold on. Listen, y'all. This is why it's so funny to me. Because Nancy is treating him like he in the courtroom. She making him testify all over again. Ain't no saying what you want to say. No. I ask the question, you answer it, and then I'm going to ask you another. Yeah, straight like that. Let's go. Nancy is giving him an interrogation all over again. Let's go.
No, there was no direction in regards to sex itself.
Just moving candles to get a better angle? Is that what you said?
Yeah, candles for lighting on our bodies, and then sometimes the positioning of her in conjunction to me. He never said a word to me. Everything was directed at Miss Ventura.
Hey, I tell y'all what, to the people in the bushes, man, y'all get the likes up to 450. I unlock the box, everybody will be able to type again. You know what I'm talking about? Get the likes up, though. Get it to at least 450 by clicking the 3 dots, hitting the thumbs up, and I'll make it where everybody can type again. Let's go.
Based on, like I said, these subtle cues or directions.
Mm-hmm. Were you dressed up in any particular outfit?
I was not. I was instructed to just come out in a towel, nude with just a towel. I would always begin in a towel.
Later, you stated that it became difficult for you to maintain focus under Combs's stare. Is that true?
Yes. Like I stated earlier, it was always a discomfort having a woman's partner in the room. Once I did realize who they were.
Wait, please, are you telling me you've never done a threesome before?
Have you, Nancy?
Not according to your resume.
I would have asked her if she ever did one before. Nancy said, hold up, you never done a threesome before? Nancy, how many you done did? How many you done did, Nancy? Let me find out. You and your husband over there with them cameras, you know what I'm saying, going in. I'm just saying, hey, she said like it wasn't normal. Wait, you never did a threesome before? Dang, Nancy. Let's go, Nancy. Hey, man, y'all got Nancy Grace messed up, man. I'm just saying. Lord have mercy. Check it out.
A woman's partner in the room. Once I did realize who they were.
Wait, please, are you telling me you've never done a threesome before? Not according to your resume, man.
Not with two guys. Two guys and a girl is considered a...
Okay.
Two guys.
So you got sick of Combs directing you and staring at you. And last question. Did you ever see one of these?
A Tootsie Roll. Let's go, Nancy.
Nope.
Anything like it. Let me unwrap it. Anything like that.
There was a conscious effort for my peripheral vision to stay above the neckline. So I had...
Oh my God, in so many words. She just asked that man if he ever seen Diddy Johnson. In so many words, she said it without saying it when she pulled out the Tootsie Roll and said, hey, have you ever seen it? Yeah, while you was in there and he was with that Astro Glide and had that thing over his face, did you ever see his Johnson? That's what she really just asked him without asking him, boy. This Nancy is off the chain, man. I swear to God. I swear to Jesus, man, Lord, have mercy.
Anything like it. Let me unwrap it.
Look at his face.
Anything
Y'all
like
see
that.
his face?
Anything like that.
There was a conscious effort.
Oh, your boy had a flashback when
Let
she
me-
pulled out that Tootsie Roll.
Two
He
guys.
had a flashback.
So you got sick of Combs directing you and staring at you. And last question. Did you ever see one
Look
of
at
these?
his face.
No,
Anything like it. Let me unwrap it. Anything like that.
Yeah, he seen it. You seen it. Yeah, look at him. He smiled.
Anything
Yeah,
like that.
There was a conscious effort
He most definitely seen Diddy Johnson, man. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Let's talk about it. But this Nancy is off the chain, man.
For my peripheral vision to stay above the neckline, so I have no Halloween.
So you know I'm talking about Combs's. So you know I'm talking about Combs's.
I've seen the clips. Yeah, I'm quite sure what you're referring to, and I cannot corroborate those facts, unfortunately. For your
even just a midge.
Yeah, let's go. Nancy done pulled out all the stops on him, man. You know what I'm saying? She interrogated him and then embarrassed him by asking him, yeah, you ever seen it? Oh, so you know exactly what I'm talking. She basically said, yeah, you seen it. You know you did. You did it. You seen it. You know what the Tootsie Roll mean, guys. Stop playing. Yeah, for real. Let's go, Nancy. Yeah, but I guess he didn't get enough, y'all. The Punisher did not get enough. Nancy, I guess, didn't do enough to him because this dude turned around and did a whole nother interview where he was apologizing to Cassie, man. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely turned around and went on CNN and said he wanted to apologize to Cassie. You can't make it up, man. Check this out.
To the jury. Sheree Hayes is his real name and one of the few witnesses to give an uncensored look inside Diddy's freak-offs.
Now, see, they gave him grace. They didn't do him like Nancy did. You know what I'm saying? Nancy took him down through there. They kind of let him promote his book and talk. But this is what the Punisher, aka one of Diddy's ex-workers from the freak-offs, had to say about his testimony. Let's go.
2012, the exotic dancer allegedly received a call from a woman requesting a striptease for someone named Janet, aka Cassie Ventura, and her friends. Hayes says he believes Cassie found him through his getpunished.com website.
Man, this boy got a whole website, Get Punished. Man, that don't sound like fun. Who want to get punished? Oh, man, ladies. Y'all some freaking leaks.
At their first meeting, Hayes said Cassie told him her and her husband liked to create a sexy scene, one that her husband would eventually come out to watch. And during that first encounter, Diddy allegedly gave mostly subtle directions. The compensation for that rendezvous? $2,000. Under cross-examination, Hayes testified that Cassie did not appear uncomfortable during their encounters. He, quote, did not get any cues that there was a discomfort with what was going on over the 8 to 12 interactions they all had. Sheree said, the Punisher, Hayes, joins me now, and he's also the author of In Search of Freezer Meat. He joins us now.
That is a crazy title. In Search of Freezer Meat.
It's been a week since you testified. First of all, I'm just wondering what the reaction has been like in your life, knowing that this is such a high-profile case, and here you are in the spotlight in this way.
Yeah, it's been like a whirlwind. A constant outreach from media outlets like this, and just friends and family, people from junior high school actually reaching out just randomly, to check in and speak up. It's been a very interesting, trying week.
You've reflected, I think, in some time about what your testimony said and what it was like in that courtroom.
Yeah, I was blown away too, y'all. I was blown away too. Like freezer meat. But basically he's saying, in search of trying to get his manhood to work again, in so many words. Get it? Freeze frozen meat? Get it? Yeah. Basically.
Can you tell me a little bit what it was like to be on that stand a few feet away from Sean Diddy Combs, who you obviously had been around before in these sexual encounters, but he was more of a voyeur at those times.
All right, baby.
What was it like being in the room in the courtrourm?
Yeah, so I have to say, I thought going into it, I was pretty prepared and confident, but literally when I walked in the room, I got complete anxiety. Like
Big lag, I'm just saying, dog.
Whatever I envisioned or what I thought, because obviously you can't see anything, it was the tension and the magnitude of the moment was much, much deeper. So it was to some degree terrifying. Like I just could not, whatever I envisioned.
Exactly, AJ, freezer me.
I was not mentally prepared.
I mentioned that he was a voyeur during this.
20 more likes, we'll unlock the box. Everybody will be able to type. You got to get it to 450, man. Got to get the likes. Click the 3 dots, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you new. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to do that, I don't know what to tell you.
Sexual encounters. You were involved with Cassie Ventura directly in those rooms, as you've testified. Were you ever involved with Sean Diddy Combs? Did you two ever have an interaction in those sexual encounters?
No, actually, not one conversation, not even eye contact.
I think Mr. Freezer meet is lying. You know, when they keep on asking him if he had any interactions with Diddy, he ain't gonna really tell y'all if he did. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess he don't want to come off that way. You know, but I think if you were going in them rooms, you know what I'm saying, getting down with the baby oil, you know, and all of that, man, Diddy might have, you know, slid up in there. I'm just saying.
Contact.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that surprise you?
He lied.
Well, it was
allegedly
told to me immediately, like on the first encounter, that I was instructed to not look at him, not acknowledge him, not have any interactions with.
By Cassie?
Yeah, by Cassie. So those were the instructions. So I did my best to follow them to the best of my ability because, you know, initially I did not know who they were. And so I just saw it as an opportunity. I see this stunningly beautiful woman and, you know, $2,000 for this type of interaction was, you know, kind of like a no-brainer in terms of it. So I wanted to follow the directions as much as possible. So there was...
you talking about Paul's Cadillac, listen. You know what I'm saying? He got up in there on him. He didn't get up in there on me. Nobody will never get in there on me. I said on him. I don't got to pause or nothing. If that's what they did, that's what they did. Hell, I'm pausing for. He the one that needs to be saying pause.
Really no interaction, I didn't even look directly at him.
Because normally you are a dancer, and this was an interaction that would have resulted in sexual intercourse.
Exactly. So,
okay.
Yeah, so this is nuance. It's not something that happens.
What's up, Snack?
You know, I've done thousands of parties. This is the only time I was propositioned with something like this, and it was in such magnitude, like we're in a Trump hotel. It's like these huge suites, and you can tell this is a very high-profile couple. So I just wanted to be
I'm just
professional for the scenario, as I would assume was required.
Did you ever travel outside of New York with them?
I did not.
When you were engaged in this encounter and
What's up,
with Cassie Ventura, as you've said on the stand, you were asked about whether you had any notice or any idea how she felt about the interaction, whether she was consenting, whether.
Well, you know, I think so. Like he said, is Cassie Coochie okay? I think it is, because according to the media, y'all, Cassie welcomes. It says congrats. Cassie and Alex Fine reportedly welcome baby number 3 in a New York hospital, y'all. So Cassie gave birth, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's functioning well. You know what I'm saying? She just had a baby. Man, I'm telling you, Caesar, they off the chain, man. They is tripping. But let's get back to it.
She was uncomfortable in any way. You testified you did not feel as though she was uncomfortable at all. Can you explain?
Yeah, so there was always, like, before the sexual activity, there was always, like, downtime. So I would be greeted by Cassie, kind of put in a room, and we would have a casual conversation. You know?
About how long did that last?
10, 15 minutes, you know, and it would be, you know, consistent. How's work going? How's the parties? How's things? So it seemed like a very cordial, laid-back situation, and I actually believed that the scenario was real. It was like her birthday. This was something they were doing as a couple that wasn't normal. I mean, that wasn't their norm. And I honestly thought I was
y'all, there's some wild people down there,
so
man.
I had almost a belief that I was...
9 more likes, man. We'll unlock the box, man. We need y'all to double tap that screen, click the 3 dots, hit the thumbs up, man. You know what I'm saying? We really should be at about 500 likes right now. Y'all really shortchanging me. You know what I'm saying? Get the likes up.
It was, wow, like, this is a cool thing. Like, I'm the person they're choosing.
Hey, like, he is most definitely clout chasing to the max. I'm talking about he done been on every show it is to be on when it comes to talking about Diddy, promoting his book. He is most definitely loving the 15 minutes of fame.
This kind of fetish type of environment, and
nothing seemed illegal to you or anything.
So let me be a man of my word, y'all. You know what I'm saying? What I do? Okay, let me be a man of my word real quick and unlock the box. They got the likes up. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely continue to hit that like button, or I'm gonna lock it back down. Hold on, let me free y'all up so everybody can type. Give me a second. Y'all give me a second. Here I come. Hold up. And be a man of my word. Most definitely, you know what I'm saying? Try my best to be a man of my word, you know what I'm saying? So continue to double tap that screen and get them likes up, you know what I'm saying? And subscribe to the channel if you are new, man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, most definitely do that, or the box will be locked again.
Out of sorts.
Not even close. Like I didn't even get any thought of anybody being like under the influence of any drugs or anything. It seems like a very, for the circumstance, everybody was just normally in their right state of mind, and this was just something they did for sexual pleasure.
You never saw any violence?
Nothing close.
You know, interestingly,
I most definitely did, Lack. At least it was clean, dog. At least it was clean. Let's go.
I mean, you say you haven't seen any violence, you didn't see anyone under the influence of drugs, and you didn't have any idea that she was not consenting in some way. Why do you think you were called to testify?
I'm still trying to figure that out. Because after the fact, I'm the only thing that I can kind of maybe think is, you know, there was directions, right? It was in my testimony. It was
shout out to Jinga, you know what I'm saying? For that 20 piece. Said have a coffee on me. You chat, your chat is fire. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for the support, man. You know, it's hard to get support when you're doing content, man. You know, people don't like to support channels. Man, I most definitely appreciate you supporting me. I put a lot of time into this to make this a show for y'all, man. Thank you for that 20 piece, man. Appreciate it.
Cleared that it was him, I guess, somewhat in control.
Ma'am.
You know,
I said ma'am.
Not overbearingly.
I mean, one man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, ma'am.
I mean, it was said to me this scene we were creating was for her husband, aka him. So the only thing I can say is maybe they were trying to show another element.
Naomi, you don't talk enough. This is my show. What I'm supposed to be doing? Sitting here being quiet? Talking about you just talk too much. Man, listen. I'm going to talk, and talk some more. I stop the video and talk till I get ready to get up off of here. Why? Because this is my show, man. I do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? I can rap. I can sing. I can talk. You know what I'm saying? I can just play music if that's what I want to do. You don't worry about what I do. You worry about what you do. Pay attention. Mind the business that pays you. This the business that pays me. Shout out to everybody that support this channel.
And of control. And even though in my case it wasn't forceful or aggressive, but it's still another dynamic that maybe they were trying to establish.
Did you ever see cameras or anything being filmed?
I did not. The rooms were always extremely dim and dark, just candlelit. So it was. If there were cameras, it would have to be some sort of infrared, low light scenario because it was very dark in there.
Who paid you?
Always Cassie.
Did you ever see where the money came from?
I did.
Important fact right there, he just said. She said, who paid you? He said, always Cassie.
Cameras, it would have to be some sort of infrared,
Listen.
low light scenario because it was very dark in there.
Who paid you?
Always Cassie. Low light scenario because it was very dark in there.
Who paid you?
Always Cassie. Low light scenario because it was very dark in there.
Who paid you?
Always Cassie.
Did you ever see where the money came from?
I did not. Only one time, like I said in my testimony, we were actually engaging in sexual activity, and he threw a stack of $100 bills on the bed.
And another thing, he never traveled across state lines. He was local. He didn't travel nowhere. So he didn't even think that they was going to bring him in to testify about nothing, since his situation basically wasn't being in traffic. Let's go.
Cassie turned to him and asked him if everything was fine. And he just said, I'm enjoying it, in so many words. And I know that money was collected after the fact and given to me. So that would be the only scenario where I guess money came directly from him by way of, slamming it on the bed, like almost like how somebody would do at like at a strip club.
How, when you've reflected back on your testimony, do you think that your testimony was helpful to the prosecution or the defense in any way?
I mean, going into it, I always thought that because I saw no violence or any outward aggression, I always wondered if this was more beneficial to the defense. But I don't understand the angle of how they're trying to take my testimony and connect it to what they're trying to prove. It's very nuanced what constitutes a RICO and racketeering, and I don't know enough yet. I haven't heard enough to see if my testimony aligns with what they're trying to prove.
One thing that Cassie said on the stand was that she wanted Diddy to know that people were not disposable. And it almost sounded like she was talking collectively about everyone involved in these sexual encounters and these so-called freak-offs. Did you yourself ever feel as though you were either disposable or that you yourself were being tracked?
Most definitely you disposable, guy. What are you talking about? You an ex-worker. The same way he hired you, he can go find some, man, ma'am, come on, man. He most definitely disposable.
Trafficked in some way or prostituted?
He got fired because it didn't work. That's proof enough you disposable.
No, not trafficked in some way or whatever. There was always pressure.
What's up, TC?
Disposable, because obviously I'm there to create something, like a scene, to create an environment. So at times where there was sexual pressure, because it's out of my norm, I did have a feeling of, okay, I'm one, scenario where if I don't perform the right way, if I don't create the right ambiance, then maybe I won't get called back.
Get fired.
But that's the most pressure that
because you're replaceable.
There was no indication of I really believe they were just.
All right, AJ, we'll catch you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you.
Do you ever see them be affectionate during these freak-offs together?
Okay.
I did not. They would never actually interact in front of me. There was like a kind of a cue where if he needed to speak to her or have some sort of direction with her, he would just stand up and leave the room.
What's up,
She saw that she would follow him out. They would be gone 5-10 minutes. Then she'll come back and we'll resume for the most part. But no interaction in front of me. No even conversation other than his directions, which were subtle: move the light, turn your body, maybe put more oil. Those type of gestures in communication.
You said you wanted to, after your testimony, feel at peace with what?
Shout out to Jillian for that 50, man. You know what I'm saying? She say, Mahel, see you in a week. Heading out to compete in veteran games. Be safe all. Going to bring home the gold. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Gillian, shout out to you. And thank you for that 50 piece. I most definitely catch you next week, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the support, man. It's all love. Thank you, Gillian. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely be looking to see you next week, man. We'll be right here. You already know where we at. Appreciate it.
What you've said, knowing what you do now about what Cassie Ventura has said about how she's felt about these freak-offs.
Make sure you bring home that sidewalk gold. You know what I'm saying? Bring home that sidewalk gold. Bring it back to the sidewalk. Shout out to you.
What would you say to her if you could?
I would apologize. I would apologize because I had no idea, no indication what she was going through. And if, obviously my involvement kind of furthered her suffering, so just me knowing that as a man, being raised by a single mom and a grandma, just the thought of partaking in a scenario where a woman is possibly being abused is tough to hear. So, I would just apologize to her and, tell her that I was really remorseful and regret if I contributed to a bad experience for her.
So he basically apologized to Cassie and said, man, I'm sorry if I contributed to a bad experience for you. Whatever, whoop-de-whoop, whatever. To me, sometimes I be wondering, like, why they even talk to this dude? What significance does he pay? He's not a part of being in traffic or none of that stuff. He basically testified completely different than what I would have thought that the defense would have wanted to hear it. Who paid you? Cassie. Did she look like she wasn't enjoying it? No, she looked like she was enjoying what we were doing. Who called you? Cassie. Yeah, why they like that blew my mind. I wasn't able to wrap my head around that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would y'all be interviewing her? You know, and it just, he wasn't even saying anything that really drew us in, right? Where Gene Deal, who knows everything, you know what I'm saying? Gene Deal, who seems to know everything, you know, most definitely talked about the Punisher as well, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Paulette for that 5-piece. Thank you, Miss Paulette. You know you my girl. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna go. Hey, you gonna have to pull up on me, Miss Paulette. Thank you. All right, so Gene Deal gave his spiel on the Punisher. Let's see what he had to say about the guy we just got through watching, y'all.
Escort named the Punisher. He testified that he was hired by Diddy and Cassie. And he testified that when he'll be in the room having relations with Cassie, Diddy, he'll be watching. How you feel about that?
I don't know. How I supposed to feel about it, bruh? Listen here, bruh.
Gene say he don't know nothing about that. I don't either, man. That's weird.
This guy, the Punisher, right? First of all, me and my people know them because she used to tutor, Miss Pleasant used to tutor him when he was in high school.
Say, y'all, we need to get these likes up to 500, man. We need 30 more likes, man. We need 30 more people who haven't hit the like button to click those 3 dots. Hit that thumbs up one time for your boy, man. So if you I ain't told nobody to send no money, but I'm most definitely asking y'all to hit that like button. I was a man of my word. I opened up the box so everybody will be able to type without having to be subscribed if you're not subscribed. So please be a person of your word and double tap that screen and click those 3 dots. Hit that thumbs up, man. Let's get the likes up to 500, man. What we doing?
And she used to tutor him when she was in high school. She used to tutor him math when he was in high school. Miss Pleasant did, and she was telling me about the dude. She said, "Ooh, I gotta."
Oh wow! So Gene Deal knows a teacher that knows the Punisher. Wow.
Get him on my show. I said, "Yeah, you do." So this is what happened too, and I don't know if it's in that part. Diddy and Cassie came. They had masquerade masks on, and Diddy came in with a handkerchief. So all you would see is his eyes. You didn't see, his face. So he sat back and he masturbated while he told the dude what to do to his.
This is for educational purposes only, man. We 15 likes away from 500, guys. Continue to click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. Let's get the likes to 500 if you don't mind. Shout out to everybody in the building.
Person that he was going to call his girl, his woman. Now, the way the prosecution was doing is that Diddy, they trying to paint it like, yo, she was an employee, basically, because she wasn't his woman, because he had Young Miami, he had Kim Porter, he had Gina, you know what I'm saying? He had a lot of women. So which one is your girl, which one you love? Well, I love all of them, you know what I'm saying? I'm with all of them. Okay, if that's what they getting now and they doing. So he is trying to paint the picture like this is his girl. And
all right, so Monica says she tutored him in high school. If I'm about 40 years old, then that teacher doesn't know me. Okay, Monica.
Punisher was being directed by Diddy while he was doing the stuff to punish Cassie. Now, he could not look at Diddy And as they go on in that whole...
Come on, y'all. We need 14 more likes to 500, man. You know what I'm saying? 14 more, y'all. Click those 3 dots. Hit that thumbs up, man. Before I put it back to where you got to be subscribed for 5 minutes, man. Simply all you have to do, if you're on a mobile device, is double tap your screen. That's how you hit the like button. Any other kind of device, click those 3 dots and hit the thumbs up, y'all. I got faith in y'all. I know y'all can do it, man. Let's get 13 more likes on the board. Get the likes up to 500.
Scene and stuff like that. Diddy gets mad at him because Diddy tried to look him in the eye, or he tried to look Diddy in the eye or something like that when he was doing Cassie and Cassie was doing Diddy. It was some crazy stuff like that, man.
Shout out to everybody that hit the like button.
Can we get back to the trial? Because that's in their sexual acts and what they doing, bro. All this is so perverted, and people, I don't know if they really want to hear that, and if they do want to hear that, bro, it's just crazy to me, because here it is that this mind that he has, and this perverted mind that he do all this. I'm trying to wonder where this kid get this from. Is this some kind of learned behavior when he was a kid? Because you know his mom.
Well, let me tell y'all before Gene tell y'all. They say that Janice Combs, which is Puffy's mother or aunt, because I done heard it both ways. They say that that's not really his mom, that's his auntie. And then you got some that says Janice is basically really his mom. But either way, they says that she used to throw parties similar to freak-offs when Puff was a young man, when he was a young kid at home. He basically, this is a learned behavior that he picked up from her, allegedly. That's what they say.
Mama used to have those sex parties. His mama used to have those, and he used to see this and see some of this stuff. So is this him acting out his childhood fantasies that he saw back when he was a kid, or what? I don't know, bruh. I don't even want to talk about it.
That's wild, man. So Diddy, he'll be on
Gene
the
say
side
he don't even want to talk about it.
with a mask on, jacking off while the dude smashing his girl.
You still going at it?
I ain't hear about that. I ain't hear about the mask.
Yeah, bro.
I'm hearing about that.
Yeah, that's in some of the testimony. He'll have a mask on, directing the Punisher, directing Jonathan Odie, directing a lot of those guys. But I knew they had to know something when he started saying, take that, take that, take that.
Let's go.
I knew they had to know something
when he started
saying, take that, take that, take that. When he started saying, take that, take that, take that. Bad boy, come on and play. They had to know who this nigga was. They had to know who this nigga was, bro. When he started saying, Cassie, take that, take that. They had to know something, man.
Yeah, and the guy also testified that he was having issues performing because, you know, Puffy, he would be in the room watching.
Well, he wasn't a real performer, was he? I don't know. I don't want to be in no room with no other men if I'm having sex either. But he knew that he was being paid to come up there to perform for a man and a woman. When they called him on whatever they called him on, they said, what? Yo, they said that they were using what? What's that app that's real cheap that you could... Yo, buddy, you gotta help me. They was using that bootleg app. What was the name of it?
It's like a dating app?
Craigslist.
It wasn't a dating app. It's a regular app that you could... Man.
Craigslist.
It's an app like Craigslist? I don't know.
Craigslist. They was getting strippers off of Craigslist, man. They said, what? They was these.
Yeah, just anybody. You know what I'm saying? Just hiring anybody.
Multi-millionaire is having her getting strippers off of Craigslist. They wasn't even going to. It used to be this that these rappers used to use back in the day called backstage.
No, it's back.
And they used to get the girls off that joint. Back in the day.
Not backstage, it was called Backpage, Gene.
But they didn't resorted to Craigslist? Wow.
Yeah, they was moving real reckless the way they was trying to find men. But what you think about how they...
Let's go, Miss T. Miss T been a member over here for the last 7 months. She say, my hell, I'm still rocking. You know I'm rocking with you as well. Shout out to Miss T.
That, you know, Cassie, sometimes she would hit Diddy and tell him that she want to freak off. And Diddy wouldn't be in the mood. Like, how you feel about them exposing that in court?
My man, when you get addicted
What's up, Leah?
to something.
Leah Michelle in the building. Make sure you subscribe, Leah.
To something. And you become, whereas that you have to have, you have an appetite for things. Maybe she needed her drugs, and that's the only way she could get her drugs. Maybe she knew that's what he liked. So in order to please him...
That's still not forced, Gene. That's still not forced. If she had an addiction and he fed her addiction, that makes him a drug dealer. That doesn't make him forcing her to do anything.
I gotta get what I need, so I'm gonna say these things. That's why they brought the psychologist in, for the federal government brought the psychologist in and say, yo, she's gonna ask to do some of this stuff because that's like the Stockholm syndrome, whereas that somebody kidnapped somebody and be putting them and beating them, and now they start loving this person. She was loving the guy. She was doing things to the guy for a guy who had all the power.
She was loving the crew. Who had that? Everything that we do. Loving the crew. She was loving the crew.
If you, I don't know. I worked with people who was high on opiates. You understand? And they needed opiates. They needed heroin. Bruh. Once that's get in your system and lets you detox that out, your body has a craving for it. I know people say they shot heroin up for the first time, and now they need it for the rest of their life unless they get it off of it, get it kicked out of it, use Suboxone, use all kinds of to get off that. Some of those drugs, once they get in your system, it's Pandora's box. You don't know what you open your life and your world up to. And that happened to Cassie. So she's going to continually call him because she still got that appetite. She still needs those drugs. She had to do those sexual favors to get that shit out of him.
All right, that's what Gene said, you know what I'm saying? That most definitely what Gene said, you know, whether you believe him or don't believe him, that's what he said, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you know, that they needed each other in so many words, you know what I'm saying? In so many words, y'all. All right, so before we go, you know, it's nothing is complete without this boy Chopper. You know, we seen Nancy Grace poke fun at Diddy and the Tootsie Roll line. Well, Chopper, he had something to say about Diddy and the Tootsie Roll line, too. Let's see exactly what Chopper had to say before we go. Continue to double tap that screen, get them likes up, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, man. You know, we most definitely start our broadcast at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Thursday. Basically, Monday through So to later on today, later on tonight, 12 a.m., I'll be back on. But it's Monday through Thursday, 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. I don't know what time that is for you, wherever you're at. Set your clock, your alarm, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're here. 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. We go live every night, man. So make sure you pull up on your boy, even if YouTube don't send you your notification. Let's see what Chopper had to say about the Tootsie Roll jokes involving Diddy, y'all. Check this out.
For 100 freak offs, and it took over her career.
No, Cassie. What overtook your career was leaving Ryan Leslie, the brains behind you, the reason of why you was making those dope-ass hit songs. You took away the person that gave you the opportunity to be a superstar for a person who you was lusting for over the money. You loved the lifestyle, so Cassie, the freak-offs didn't override your lifestyle. Your lustfulness overrode your lifestyle. You were lusting the lifestyle, and that overrode your career, regardless of how that sounds. Because did he have a way of straying you to the lifestyle way more than what you should be doing if you are caught up in the matrix? He give you a red and the blue pill, and you being lackluster and not knowing that the red and blue pill is the same results. You understand? Cassidy, the lifestyle, the bad boy lifestyle overrode.
So he's saying, Chopper is basically saying what a lot of people have been saying. I see exactly. Facts, exactly. Y'all agreeing with Chopper so far. Let's go.
Your career, not the freak-offs. You participated in the freak-offs. Maybe I would say in the beginning you probably was weirded out, because I probably would have been too, pause. But eventually, the lifestyle that came with you participating, you heard me, in the freak-offs, you learned to love it. And that's just the truth, because that's what happens. Most of the times, people fall in love with the lifestyle and forget what they came to do. And I always tell people, come do what you came to do. The moment you get out of that loop, you get into someone else's loop. Live in your movie. Stop trying to be a participant in other people's movies. Cassie's career got overrode from living in someone else's movie instead of being in her own. At least with Ryan Leslie, shout out to Ryan Leslie, who did the Bad Boy South Lil Daddy for me and Lil Wayne, and he produced that. Who really cared about you, who really wanted to see you win. Cassie, you have this thing of getting everybody that you work with. You can suck a dick too, Cassie. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The moment you start living in someone else's lifestyle, you become part of their lifestyle. You have to still stay you. You heard me? You still got to look in the mirror and be yourself. You still got to know when to say no. Now, I'm not mad sucking a dick to do what you got to do. Hey, say, bruh, that's been the beginning of Flintstone times. It happens to the best of us. Pause. Not us. I'm talking about women. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, you got addicted to someone else's lifestyle instead of realizing that you are special. You heard me? In the universe, you made it out of a zillion sperms. You got your own movie. It's a reason why you're here. And you chose to let that override your career. So that's how I feel about it. You let Diddy's lifestyle override your career, not the freak-offs. You just participated in the freak-offs.
Said you let Diddy lifestyle override your career, man. That's what Chopper say. Y'all agreeing with Chopper so far? Let me know in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Lord, have mercy. Yeah, Big Lack, him too.
It's because you were benefiting. You was getting these condos, these $500,000, $1 million shopping sprees, and all the necessities that came with the lifestyle, and that overrode your career. And that's facts. That's how I feel about that, Mighty. What you think, brother?
Hey, that's an interesting way to look at it. How you
well,
feel
Leah, she not pregnant no more. She had her baby, Leah. They reportedly had their third child together. She ain't pregnant no more.
Of her testifying that Diddy, he's the one that taught her how to give fellatio.
I think that's a bold-faced lie. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Diddy taught Cassie how to give head. I think Cassie has been sucking on lollipops and hot dogs for a very long fucking time.
Oh, wow.
So, you heard me? Like, come on, bro. No, I don't believe that. How I feel about it, I feel like that's a lie. I feel like Cassie has been sucking Ryan Leslie way before sucking Diddy's facts.
Wow.
That's just how I feel about that. You've been sucking a lot of people, you heard me?
Yeah.
To get to even ride.
Yeah, he is from Louisiana, Snack. He was part of making the band, man, that was on TV. You know, he used to call himself Young City, then he started calling himself Chopper. So, you know what I'm saying? This is Chopper from making the band. You know, he used to be a part of Diddy's team.
Leslie before you got to Ron Leslie. So that's cap. No, I'm gonna pass on that one. Next, cap.
She also testified that the longest freak off she had was 4 days.
Shit.
Yeah, let's go.
Yikes. The longest freak off she had was for 4 days in a row? Damn. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The most I got in me was having, and I'm a big nigga. The longest I got in me having sex is about a good, I don't care who you are, you're gonna get a good 13, 14 minutes of great out of me.
Wow, 13, 14 minutes.
Days? What's that, 44? What's that, 48? 48? God damn! That's a long time, yeah. Diddy got some fucking, he got some Jeopardy in him, don't he? How can you say, bruh? I'd say, Marty, how can you, for 4 days?
I thought he was finna say the longest he freaked off was, you know what I'm saying? But he switched it up and said, yeah, the longest he done did it for is like a good 14 minutes. Boy, ain't no women trying to get with you, dog. You tripping. You might as well take the 4 off and leave 1. And they gonna call you a minute man. Lord have mercy.
In a row, bruh. All day. You know what? Let me reverse that. It was the drugs. That's what it was. All right. At first, I couldn't imagine it because I got a good 13 minutes of great long for me to give to a woman. But then, ecstasy, Molly, coke, all that other shit they was probably taking. They was probably robots. They was probably machines. See, you heard me say, bro, they was probably transformers, homie. I can see that. I think that I ain't gonna lie, that sound like a good time to me. I don't even like chop this. Say, bro, fucking a woman and having that sound fun. Pause on the escort model, man. Pause on that.
Oh, Chopper say he would have been a willing participant. He said it sound fun, minus the men though. But he said it sound fun. That's what he said out his own mouth. He said that sound like fun to him, minus the men. Okay, so Chopper would have been a willing participant.
But fucking a bit for 4 days.
He'd have been in there shiny, you know what I'm saying? Baby oil everywhere from the baby oil bandit. Let's go.
In a row sounds like a fucking good time. To me, it sounds like a Guinness Book of World Records because I ain't got it in me. My dick ain't got it in me.
Well, he had Chopper had being in traffic charge. He most definitely had that charge.
I don't take no honey packs or nothing, no. But once I fuck a female, I just can't. I don't even want to fuck her no more for days, weeks at that. So that nigga got forever.
Man, this boy said once he lay down with a woman, he don't even want to lay down with her no more for a couple of days. 14 minutes, dog? You be through for a couple of days in 14 minutes? Well, you a bad dude.
That nigga got forever fucking stamina. I ain't got it in me. So shout out to Diddy for having forever pause, because I ain't got it in me.
Yeah, that's a real big pause, man. Super pause. You said Diddy got forever what? What the hell?
Listen, Mike. Listen, I don't care. No, I'm gonna tell you why I'm not gonna rephrase it. Cause said pause, chop. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not gonna pause. Yes, pause.
Hey, y'all, that nigga heard me. That nigga said pause, chop. Right after I said it. Lord have mercy, boy, I tell you. Boy, I'm screaming to you through the screen. Pause, nigga, pause.
Listen, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not gonna rephrase it. Cause said pause, chop. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not gonna pause. Yes, pause, but look, at the end of the day, it is an honor to be able to fuck a female for 1 day in a row. Better yet, 4 days. You got to give it props for that. The only person, you heard me, that get down like that is my Uncle Maker. My Uncle Maker be fucking women for days in a row. I ain't even got that in me. You heard me? I'm 37 years old, and I can't fuck a woman for more than 15 minutes.
You hear me?
I be wanting to kick out after that. So, you heard me? And I don't care what nobody say. Maybe it's me, but a lot of niggas ain't got that in them to just be fucking a woman off day and night for days. So
Let's go, see.
shout out to Diddy for having stamina. Pause. Stamina gas.
Yeah, that sounds crazy, man. But I want to ask you about this new accused.
Interviewer
How
telling
you
that
feel about
sound
her coming out
crazy,
saying that Diddy manhood is the size of a Tootsie Roll?
No wonder why he got, say bro, pause. No wonder why he got stamina. He got Tootsie Roll. He don't feel nothing. He don't feel nothing. She don't feel nothing. Yeah. Who said that, son? Somebody said, did he have Tootsie Roll? Ah, that's outstanding.
I think he's
all right, that
true
makes sense now. No, say, bro. No wonder why you got stamina. Pause.
Yeah, let's go.
You can't feel it, and she can't feel it. So it takes 4 days in a row for you to ejaculate. Pause. The end. Really, mighty dog. Diddy got a Tootsie Roll. No wonder why he a freak. He can't feel the pussy. Is that you show somebody say he had a Tootsie Roll? Tootsie Roll. Tootsie Roll. Outstanding.
Yeah, she said he the size of a Tootsie Roll, man. She said that, she needed therapy afterwards.
Oh, so she need therapy for mentally. That's cap. I don't care what nobody say. Say, bro, I got buku sisters, yeah. And I know buku women. I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no mental pain if your dick is small. Pause. If your dick is small, women don't give a if you got money and your dick is small, say, bro, that's a plus for them. So how is that a mental stress therapy pain situation? Make that make sense for me, Mighty. Make that make sense, bro. How you have mental trauma from a Tootsie Roll?
Yeah, that don't make sense, bro.
It don't make sense. You see how all this there's a money.
We'll never look at Tootsie Rolls the same again, man. Lord, have mercy.
Grab, son. I don't believe that because Diddy he's an intelligent brother. Regardless of what, Diddy has his picks and chooses, on who he chooses to be in his life.
What's up, Katie?
In a timely manner. And I don't think that whoever he was fucking was in his life in that timely manner for her to feel like she have mental trauma. I don't believe that. That just don't sound, it's not logical. Nope, next. If I was a judge, I'd be like, next. It just don't sound believable. You got a Tootsie Roll, but I got mental trauma from the situation. Diddy ain't dumb, son. He not gonna bring you into his world if you're not valuable to him. He might fuck you. That's what it sounded like to me. He fucked you. You didn't like how it went down. I'm going to sue him. The end. That's what I feel like that is. A money grab. Just like Sarah. Same shit. I'm listening to him.
Hey, man, this guy, the old chopper, man, you know what I'm saying? He said he feels like it was a money grab the same as Sarah, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Talking about his ex-bandmate. No, she got on his neck one day, and went on a whole rant, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, we done been in here for about 4 hours, man. So, that's pretty much all I be having, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, y'all, so we ran them all the way down through there. Hold on, let me see if I can find that one. Because we'll never look at Tootsie Rolls the same ever again, man. You know what I'm saying? There it go.
Say my name, come on.
Mess up my whole stream, man. Finna mess up my whole stream. Where the volume button at? God, dog. Hold on, man. I gotta find the volume button. Where's the volume button? Hold up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. What's going on? It just wanted to play the music loud too. Finna mess up the whole stream. I guess it wasn't meant to play. Yeah, forget that. Let me get back where I was at, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, forget that. You know what I'm saying? About to mess up the whole stream. But anyway, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I most definitely ran y'all down through there. I gave you why Diddy's team wanted a mistrial. We most definitely talked about Gene Deal. I gave y'all some chopper. We even watched Gina, the missing witness. who is not going to testify in the trial, man. There's more to come tomorrow. Make sure y'all pull up on me at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. Whatever time that is for y'all, I don't know. It depends on where you're at. But it's 12 a.m. Central Standard Time for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I most definitely gave y'all all the facts as far as I know them of what took place today. You know what some of the bad boy affiliates have to say about all this. You might, if you just got here or if you came in the middle of the show, you might want to run it all the way back because I most definitely hit you with a lot of content, y'all. It is now 4:30 in the morning where I'm at. It's time for me to get up out of here. I hate leaving good company, but man, I'll see y'all tomorrow. So make sure you stay safe in the real world as well as these YouTube streets. You never know what's gonna happen. And with that being said, y'all already know it's time for me to make my grand exit. You know what I'm saying? And Sidewalk Gang, checking out. I'll catch y'all at 12 a.m. tomorrow, man. Make sure you pull up on me. Well, not tomorrow. Today. Later on, 12 a.m. today. Late at night, which would be tomorrow, but it still be today. However you look at it, I'll be in the building. So even if YouTube don't send you your notification, make sure you pull up on me, man. Y'all stay safe out there, y'all. I'm gone.